Well, hello everyone, and I have to put myself back on here. Nope, that's not what I was trying to do. I'm still trying to figure out Restream, but hey, here I am. Where do I get my little face back on here? All of this is new to me, so I'm figuring it out as I go. Hello there, Magical Nev. How are you doing, my love? And Takara, so nice to see you. And I know Beth was here a minute ago. Great to see her as well. Now, how in the heck do I just put my little avatar up there? I'm all kinds of confused. What happens if I turn it off? Maybe that's it. You guys can still hear me. Yeah, okay. So you guys can still hear me and everything. But hey, I do want to show you guys, look at my cool sweater. Well, maybe I can make myself bigger on here. Is that me making myself bigger? Well, that didn't work. Oh, there. Hey, I'm still figuring it out, like I said. Anyway, I was trying to show you guys my cool little sweater, and I have earrings too that match, which I think are really super cute. Hello there, Rajesh. I'm so sorry. I probably didn't say it correctly. I sincerely apologize. I'm terrible with names, so sorry. But like I said, I'm still figuring out how all this Restream stuff goes, because I got Restream during Thanksgiving because there was a sale. I did look at what's the other one that I was using? StreamYard, because they had gone way up in their prices, like an insane amount, because I was paying $10 a month, and all of a sudden it was going to be like over 30, and at one point over 40. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. And so then I looked at Restream, and I'm like, okay, I'll do that because that's way more affordable. But yeah, the interface is different, but there's a lot of different things in here I can do. So, you know, I'm learning it as I go. Hello there, Joe. How are you doing, my love? And so I know this looks kind of weird up here like that, but like I said, I'm figuring this out. Maybe if I do this one. No. Oh, then I get little again. What do I do that? Okay, this is me just playing around. How about that? Oh, look, now I'm on one side. Isn't this fun? Are you guys entertained by this nonsense? Hey, Insolent Violet, how are you doing? So nice to see you. Today, oh, I have so many things to tell you. First of all, I got sick on November 26th. Oh, don't not tell me. I've got to hang on a second. Salsa, you're gonna have to move, baby. I've got to plug this back in a little bit more because it is coming undone. And I didn't have much juice. So yeah, I noticed that was like down to 20 something. I'm like, oh gosh, that's just not going to work. We need more than that. But I had been working just on my laptop with it out being plugged in for a while. So yeah, that happened. Anyway, so back in November on the 26th, it was actually the 25th, I started feeling a little wonky. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have allergies. I'm someone who has had in the past allergies, seasonal allergies in the fall and in the spring. And I mean, like forever until I got a sinus balloon surgery thing. And so then I could actually breathe. My husband always was like, you're allergic to beautiful days, because every time there'd be a pretty day and we'd be like sitting outside, the next day I'd like completely lose my voice. When I was putting myself through school and I was a server, I would make flashcards. Hello, my name is. Today's specials are, would you like a cup of gumbo? What would you like to drink? Today's, like everything was like written down that I would put it on back of, paper, and basically have my little crib sheets that I would just flip up to tables because I couldn't talk, but I needed to still, earn an income. And so I did. But yeah, so this goes way back, but the sinus balloon thing really helped me out. However, on that Tuesday, I started feeling kind of strange, and I had gone to an art supply store to go talk to a buddy of mine, and I was going to bring him some of the soaps that I've made and just chitty chatty. And I just was really kind of feeling a little bit like, this feels familiar, and I haven't felt this in years. So I thought it was allergies. And so the next day, which was Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, and yeah, I couldn't talk. And I had absolutely no energy. I was just absolutely miserable. And same thing on Thanksgiving. And thankfully, I'd already had, food brought to me because my husband went to Claiborne Cafeteria, which is the best cafeteria here in Houston. It's, down home cooking type stuff. So I had a turkey dinner and pumpkin pie and all that. And Salsa is right here. She's just standing here. So I'll bring her over here so you guys can say hi to her. Here's little Salsa. My sweet little girl. Anyway, and so I did not start feeling better until like really yesterday. I mean, my voice is not fully back. Yesterday, it was worse than this, but the entire time, I mean, I really couldn't talk. I mean, like if I would have tried to have streamed, you guys would not have been able to hear me like at all. You'd be like, what are you even saying? Are you even talking? It was really that bad. But, hey, I can talk now. And hopefully, that won't happen again. And it was not allergies. It was an upper respiratory infection. And it was just, I mean, I slept and slept and slept and slept. I could not think. I was just never had a fever, but I would get the chills and then I'd get like a really super hot. And it was absolutely miserable. Absolutely miserable. Are you just going to stare at Mama? You're just going to sit here and stare at me? I think she is. And Chalupa, he's wearing his sweater that has little skulls all over it. And he's just on the fuzzy blanket. And she's just wanting to be in my lap. So, she will be. All right. So I am going to go off screen now. Okay. I'm going. Oh, it would help if I click the right thing, Yeah. That would help. Okay. But I'll pop back on, Well, I think I did. I set a goal because I just noticed that you could set a goal. So I set a goal for this stream to get 5 super chats, I think like in an hour. I think that's what I set it at. Because I was like, I'll just try these just different things because why not? And today I did make, because it's very, like I said, the interface back here is very different. And so I did make a little like countdown thing and an intro, and there's something else that I had meant to show. And then I figured out, I can show it also a different way. Hey, sweet Goth, how are you doing, my love? Good to see you, dear. And so, I mean, again, I'm just kind of like winging this until I get comfortable with it. And I have no shame in telling you guys that, I'm still figuring shit out. That's okay. I don't mind that at all. My gosh, Salsa will just not stop looking at me. What is up with that? Is it kind of creeping me out? Just a little bit. No, not just a little bit. Oh, I also have some stuff for the Brobots, the Canadian Brobots. Always so fun. I thought it would be really fun to go through, kind of do a live dive of something that is offered. And when I say offered, it's kind of like, well, once you get this level, well, you got to do this thing. And I thought that'd be kind of fun to look at, which they are supposed to be having a new training website come out in January. It's like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. And what else? Oh, I also have access to Beachbody's third quarter earnings, like, meeting type thing. So if you guys would be interested in that, let me know. put it below, like, I don't know, in the chat, put it under the video, like, do all the YouTubey things, like the video, leave a comment, if you're not subscribed, do that, the YouTubey things. I'm so informal because I always forget to say these sort of things because I just figure, you know what, people know what to do and how to do that. So I always feel kind of uncomfortable, like telling people to do that stuff. Hey there, Mr. Level. How are you? Good to see you. All right. So, like I said, we are going to be talking about how Chris and Marty have been promoting the carnivore diet. And I know they've been doing this for a while. And like I said, since I've been sick for so long, and before that, I've just had a lot going on in life. And it's been kind of a stressful time, and these things happen. But one of the things that really struck with me, training to sell, yeah, well, actually, it's $10,000 what they tried to sell. If you're talking about the robots, they tried to get the trifecta, which is about 10,000. Hey there, Salami, how are you doing? Thank you for the pink hand waving. But what I was going to say is, like, having been a beach body hun. Oh, look, I can drag to move this. Oh, look, can I move myself around? But it said drag to move. Can I expand it? Can I max? Ooh, yeah. Hey, look at me learn. Isn't this exciting? I am such a goof. Anyway, having been in Beachbody, I'm like, I was someone that I wasn't trained. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't have any background in, you know, any kind of medical anything. I mean, okay, granted, I did study physical anthropology as a graduate student, but I wouldn't say that would qualify me to give advice. And I was studying to pass a particular test. It was the ACE, something in fitness that I was going to get a certification for, because I figured, you know what, if I'm going to be talking about this stuff, I want to have some credentials because I knew I had nothing. I thought that it was important to have credentials. And that's kind of my point, is taking advice from people who have no credentials. It's one thing if I just come on here and I tell you guys, and these are Betsy Johnson earrings. I think they're really super cute. I love skulls, hence, this too. This is from Row Rocks. I shop at Row Rocks a lot. And I saw these skulls. I have an app called Shop, and I just had to have them, super cute. It's one thing if somebody is telling you about what I just did, like where I shopped or something, and you might want to go check it out. And I'm not going to get anything if you go there and get anything. I'm just telling you about shit. But it's quite another thing if I were to come on here and tell you, well, I started following the polka dot diet, and I've been able to do X, Y, and Z, which all of that is all anecdotal type information. It's not based on a study. I don't have a background in anything. I'm not qualified to provide any type of advice when it comes to that. Sure, I can say what it did for me, and that's about it. But when you have a large audience and a platform and you do that, you start really walking, I would say, kind of a creepy line, because you have that influence on your audience. And so what you say, people may take to heart, and they may have those expectations, and it may end up harming them. So that's not a good thing. Kind of like when I was, a Beachbody Hunbot, and the different diets. I think, oh, you should do this program, and here's some recipes. What do I know? All I'm doing is, and this is the way that we thought that when you use something, it was like, well, it's pre-written for us and we have the training on it. So since it's put together for us, we can go through it, and based on that, then we can give advice. No, 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 but that's how we were led to believe when in Beachbody. At least I was. Thank you, Jelly. I love them too. I love them. Betsy Johnson, just so you know, and still get them. And I love them. I've now have a couple of different Betsy Johnson earrings. Right, exactly, Sweet Goth. One size does not fit all. Exactly. And okay, there's also a way I can have oh, I put that away. There's somehow I can have the chat going too here. What do I need to do for that? I don't know, because I was messing around with it earlier and I was able to get it on screen. Well, right now we'll just do the overlays, but is it not notes? Nope, it's not that. Okay. Well, I'm sure I'll figure it out at some point, and if I don't, I don't. Maybe if I do this one. Oop, nope, that's not it. If I do this. Nope, that's not it. Okay, I'll go back to here. And now I'm not on there anymore. Oh my goodness. Okay, do you guys like me messing with this? Is this not fun? Now, how do I switch? Okay, maybe this is what I do, is to switch it over. Yeah, that's what I do. Okay, this is kind of weird. Now, how do I get it back so it's just me? I don't want that. Maybe if I go back over here. Nope. Maybe if I do that now. Nope. Oh, goodness. I don't know. So I'm just sitting here screwing around with it. So yeah, I'll stop doing that for now. And we'll just kind of deal with it. Even if it looks a little funkadelic right now, it's going to just look funkadelic. I mean, what you going to do? So I have some articles pulled up that I thought we'd look at first, because these are the things that I think when somebody is giving you advice, like Chris and Marty, who do not have a background in any of this stuff, just like I didn't have a background either. And you come on here and you're telling people, what it has done for you, and you too can do this. Blah. I mean, I haven't listened to their videos yet, so they may not be saying this, but we will be listening to them. But I'm just kind of guessing that they're kind of saying, hey, yeah, you might want to try this too, because they've done a number of videos on this stuff. And I just think that it's dishonest, because again, you don't have the background. And so as a former Hun who was doing this stuff, I was completely dishonest, because I didn't have the background to be able to match people up with the Beachbody stuff. I should not be doing that. Nobody who is a Hun in the health and wellness, niche of it should be offering any kind of advice, because this is what they have as credentials: a ghost egg, a big fat zero. So, it's just not a good idea. Don't take advice from people who don't know shit nor shinola. In other words, now where do I go to share this? Wait, I can do stop sharing. Let's see. Where do I go for this? Share screen up. Okay. Now I can go over here. This is how I do it. Okay. All right. So this is the first one that we're going to look at, and it's called Fact-Checking Nutrition Influencers: 8 Red Flags to Help You Spot Nutrition Misinformation. And this was from May 18th of 2023, which is, it's a couple of years old, but not that old. So I figured, let's check it out. And to be perfectly, transparent with you guys, I did not have as much time to find stuff, because I had to do something, like something popped up. And so I came in here very quickly and I found some of the articles that I wanted to go through. So sorry that's not more together, but it's not. But that's okay, right? Y'all will forgive me. Oh my gosh, Joe. The dynamic duo gave me the idea for a new product for ONPASSIVE products. ONPASSIVE laxatives. Wow. Confident Closet says, no one who promoted health products is qualified. They probably have a disclaimer to protect them. People need to do their own homework. People do need to do their own homework. Absolutely. But, I mean, what kind disclaimers like that, like, well, I'm just not a nutritionist, don't follow my advice. I don't know. That's still, I think it's a slippery slope. I know myself as a Hun, when I'm sending Hey Hun messages, I did not have a disclaimer on anything. I don't think any Hun bot ever has had a disclaimer on that sort of thing. All right. So not everyone with a platform is credible. And I'd say, yeah. 'Tis true. Okay. So since most of us aren't food scientists or dietitians, it's natural to rely on news reports and people in the know to share the latest food and nutrition research. But not everyone with a platform is credible. The Washington Post even reported that some dietitians created social media posts seemingly endorsing aspartame and sugar. These posts went live without clear disclosures that the posts were sponsored by food and beverage industry groups. Interesting. And that's always something too, is like when there are sponsored type posts and knowing why people are saying this, that, and the other thing. Obviously, nothing here is sponsored. It's just me pulling up stuff and reading it with you and then reacting to some videos. All right. These people went live without, okay, I already said that. But not everyone with a platform is credible. Misinformation could be harmless, but it could also lead people to overspend on products and limit important nutrients or feel bad when they don't get the promised results. In extreme cases, misinformation could prevent people from taking life-saving medications because they heard that a specific diet could cure a disease. And I know that I've heard that Chris, now I don't know that he went back on it, but I believe he stopped taking his medication for diabetes. And I don't believe that you're supposed to just like stop that shit like overnight. And I don't know if he consulted his physician. I'm hoping that he did before he just was like, yep, I'm done with that. Because yeah, that's just not a good idea to do that. Sweet Goss says the only disclaimer MLMs have with their products are on their labels that haven't been evaluated by the FDA and aren't intended to treat or cure anything. Nope, they sure are not. They are not. But yet the Huns make it sound like going to cure it all. Always, always, always. Okay. Journalists who aren't trained in reading scientific papers may rely on their own interpretations or press releases that overstate the results of a study. Meanwhile, professional athletes, celebrities, or social media influencers with perfect bodies and flawless skin aren't necessarily nutrition experts. And they certainly aren't experts on what works for someone else's life or body. Absolutely. And that's also something. Now, granted, the two that I'm talking about, they don't have the perfect everything like what is being talked about here, but what they do have is a very large audience that they can influence. And if they happen to have diabetes as well, and they heard that, oh, somebody stopped taking their medication, they're like, oh, maybe I could do that too, which could end up being harmful. And we shouldn't be doing things that could possibly cause harm to others. I can tell you, I've had a lot of people come to me because they've seen something on TikTok. Says Catherine A. So she is a registered nurse, okay, registered dietitian at Mayo Clinic. I'll just go with that because I can't pronounce her last name. It starts with a Z. And that's exactly what you should do. If you're not sure about a nutrition suggestion, but it sounds like it might work for you, ask a dietitian or other healthcare professional about it. But you can also look for red flags when you encounter nutrition posts and headlines. As you scroll through social media, be on the lookout for unrealistic advice or nutrition secrets that sound too good to be true. These are signs that you might not be getting accurate nutrition information. Here are 8 red flags to look for. Okay, the advice based on personal experience. Yeah, because that's not scientific. Diet advice from an influencer who lost 30 pounds or from the wellness writer who cured her autoimmune condition is compelling. Their diets may have made them feel good, but that doesn't mean they're right or safe for everybody. It's not to invalidate their own personal experience, the dietitian says, but there are certain things people eat or drink and it makes them feel better and gives them the motivation to continue eating that way. This strengthens their belief in it because they've attached a feeling or emotion to it. It's not bad, but it is their personal experience. LifeWave and their magic stickers. Oh, I have not. Have I talked to you about LifeWave? Because I think I've heard about it, but you have heard of transdermal patch? Oh, I've heard of a transdermal patch. That's LifeWave. Yes, I have heard of that. Oh my gosh, the health claims are nuts. I might want to look into that because that irritates me just hearing it. Just absolutely does. I mean, just like the med beds or whatever. Okay, my background is bothering me. How can I change that while I'm talking to you guys? Let's see if I close that. Where do I find my backgrounds? I think it's over here on design. Because that's bothering me. What if I just do that? Or that one. Okay, we'll just do some balloons. How's some balloons? Do you guys like the pink balloons? We're doing pink balloons for now. Okay. And that is also a huge problem with celebrities because always remember they're being paid to say whatever, just like celebrities who've like promoted like Jenny Craig or what was it? Anna Nicole Smith. I'm sure some of you may remember her. She promoted all kinds of different diet type things. Kirstie Alley promoted diet type things. I mean, I don't know who's promoting what diet right now, but those are just, a couple of people that come to my mind. And people hear from these, and it's like if they are fans of them, they're like, oh, it worked for you. And they just love that person. They're going to want to, follow suit and do the same thing. That's just how it is. Okay. And let's just all stop taking advice from Tick and Talkin. Let's just not do that because there are all kinds of trends blow up over there, and so much of it. And I don't tick or talk, but it's like stuff that I hear and things that I watch, and I'm just like, can we just stop this nonsense? I mean, stop the insanity. To quote Susan Powter, if you don't know who Susan Powter is, there's actually going to be a documentary made on her. So you might find out later because I'm not going to go into who Susan was or is and all of that. She does now, instead of what she was doing with an infomercial, she is doing like Grubhub or something like that. But she does have a documentary coming out as well. She was an influencer, a health and wellness influencer before there were health and wellness influencers. I'll tell you that much about her. Anyway, okay. Remember that celebrities might have all the resources in the world to exercise daily and hire chefs to make their meals. Some wellness influencers have made it their job to feed their children only sugar-free organic meals. Your life might look very different. That's okay. And it also means that their diet that costs $300 a person each day isn't going to work for most people. There's not one right way to eat. You don't have to follow a strict vegan diet or purchase ingredients that don't fit your budget to be healthy. So don't let an influencer who's never met you convince you to cut favorite foods or dishes from your culture out of your diet. And that's also something very, very true. They don't know you. They don't know what your lifestyle is like. They don't know what your budget is like. And that's something that Beachbody used to do, is like guilt you into making sure that you are on Shakeology and guilt you to be able to get, what was the stuff that, and I never got it, I only did Shakeology, but there was something else. Energize to get that and guilt you into trying, it's all made you feel guilty, like, you should be buying this stuff so that you could then be shilling this stuff. It's just creepy. And then you'd be telling other people to do the same. All of it's creepy. Okay. The info is coming from a for-profit company. When an interesting claim shows up in your feed, look at who created it. A study of content on Pinterest found that for-profit companies created 48.5% of posts with the tag nutrition for cancer. Oh, that is just gross. I'm a cancer survivor too. Many supplements that claimed to prevent, treat, or cure cancer. Just like some Huns have made claims about certain oils doing things or other supplements doing things. If you are in the anti-MLM space at all, you've come across that stuff. You're familiar with it. And if you haven't, I'm just saying it happens. It happens. Just ask anybody here in chat. We've all seen it. Another trick is for companies selling beverages or vitamin supplements to fund their own research. And that's a huge problem because they will come back. Thank you, Angel, so very much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. I just woke up from a nap. I don't care about typos. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that super chat so very much. Dr. Sebi is another controversial person. Oh, Mr. Lovell, I'm going to want to know who that person is. But what was I going to say? Yeah, when you promote, many times, and I don't remember if there was any kind of document that I'd refer to of well, Shakeology, blah, 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 according to this study. It was because Carl Deichler, paid for Beachbody to have this study done. It was not like an independent third party where they are doing the actual research. And there's it's written up in a journal that's peer reviewed. I mean, it's just these random studies that are not from peer reviewed journal. In my opinion, take it or leave it. It's bullshit. You want something that is peer reviewed, that comes from, an ethical type journal that people publish in, that doctors are publishing in, that nutritionists are publishing in, that whoever is that particular expert in that field, that's where they go and publish. That's where research goes, like their studies. And they actually have studies that are, I guess, the hypothesis and everything, everything is written correctly, because it always seems that when I see anything in the health and wellness niche, when it comes to MLMs, it's always kind of it seems a little sus, a little sketch, it's just something about it. It's just not passing the sniff test. It just isn't. And you need to be careful about that. And, the Huns get very, very defensive about that, because they are taking that study. Okay, pretend this is a study. It's a paper towel, but they're just they're taking it to heart. They're like, oh my gosh. Well, according to this, that, we got from the company, and you got it from the company, that should tell you right there that it invalidates the study. You need to have it from a third party, not from the people who created the bullshit. That's just how it is. You need to have other people researching things and writing it up. Anyway, the reported results could be biased. It could be, most often they are biased. If you can, check the study itself for the funding source. Companies might also rely on testimonials from users. Now, just think about that when it comes to MLMs. And, think about all the lead capture pages, and it's all the testimonials, to join this. Oh, you need this. I don't care if it's a system. I don't care if it's a supplement. I don't care if it's a pillow. I don't care what it is, but everybody is saying how amazing this mouse is. Whatever it is, and just how much they got out of life because they purchased this thing. And they have 20, 30 they're testimonials. That's not scientific data at all. Oh my gosh. Jeffrey was on talking about marionettes. Okay, dancers, marionettes. Is that what is that it? We can't move without seeing their claims. Yeah. The claims are just, ugh. Anyway. So when I see all these testimonials for anything, and that's what they're relying on, run. You don't want to make a decision just because 50 people are going, oh, this is just the best thing. It changed my life. Just like with the bro bots, how they have the basically come buy the $149 course, and all these people are coming on and saying, how it changed their life, which but they're saying that it did. And so that gets people that whole FOMO, oh, got to get it now, got to get it now. Do not rely on testimonials. It's just not a good idea. The magic potion made my bed and did my dishes for me. Oh, you know what? Food marinating. Oh, thank you. Food marinating. Thank you, Joe. He must need some extra cash for the new year. Wow. Probably so. They might say, we have research, but it's 5 or 10 people they know who tried their vitamin products. And I mean, and that's a problem. It's just like people you know. That's it. A small sample size isn't always suspicious. I disagree. I think it is. You need to have a good, healthy sample size and a random sample, in my opinion. And sometimes studies in reputable scientific journals have small sample sizes because the research required a specific population. Okay, for this case, okay, I get that. Or an invasive medical procedure. The dietitian said, 'cause I cannot pronounce the last name, I'm not going to try. Other day, how to make essential. He had something on how to make essential oils. Now, when I make my, I was gonna say candles. I haven't started making my candles, but when I make my soaps, I do use some essential oils. They're not MLM essential oils, but I do use from reputable places for me to get the scents in there. There are oils that I use to create the scents, and I'm blending things together to be able to create a particular scent. But I'm not saying that what I'm blending together and what's in this soap is going to cure you of something. I have put together a soap that, because of the different ingredients, and it's not just the essential oils, that it's a shampoo that will help repel pests from like dogs. Because, got a recipe somewhere and like looked at stuff and read up on it, and that's what I'm basing it on. And what I'm also doing is I'm asking people to try it and let me know, how did it work? Because I mean, it's not like I'm going around selling this. I'm giving some stuff to people and saying, let me know your opinion. Because, I want to find out what works for people. Because I don't have obviously this big, huge budget to go like and do a study and stuff. I'm just kind of doing mine because I make a little bit here, a little bit there, and, for my own hobby kind of a thing. It's not like I have this big, huge soap industry, this soap empire or something. Anywho, let's see. Where was I? Okay. Those research should clearly state that the study had a limitation and that it requires further research. Absolutely. The red flag is when researchers draw generalized conclusions based on the results of a test in a small number of participants. Absolutely. If you have results from 10 people, that's not a large enough sample to be able to take it to a broader population. It's like, okay, that's a very small sample. Even 100. I mean, it's like, I would say you need at least a couple of thousand, I would think. I mean, I know, like, for me as a social scientist, it was always like around 100. But when it comes to medical things, I'm sure that they probably have a different number, and I don't know what that number is because this is not my area of expertise. Okay, let's see. If you notice an influencer includes hashtag ad or similar in their social media posts, and according to the Federal Trade Commission, they should, if the post is sponsored, feel free to ask them who paid for the post. Absolutely. The claim has no citations. That is definitely something. Influencers should cite the sources of their information if they don't ask for it. You can also do a quick web search on the claim. If it's true, credible organizations like the National Institutes of Health, the American Cancer Society, and the American Heart Association would mention it on their websites or in their journals. If you can't find a claim mentioned elsewhere, odds are it hasn't been thoroughly studied. The claim is based on one study. And, this is something that, having been in an MLM, I saw this. I saw this frequently. Articles or news shows might report the findings of a new study with a compelling headline like "Red wine prevents heart disease." They might add a question mark to get clicks because the study isn't conclusive. But one study is not enough to make a bold claim like that. A single study gives us some information, but not enough to change the practice around it. Zerotsky. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to say zero from now on. It needs further study. So you need somebody else to do the same research with more people, and you need to build the body of research, and you need to be able to replicate that research. Check the news report for additional information like the population that was sampled. If it was animals or cells, the results should be considered preliminary and not yet applicable to humans. Cell studies might use the words in vitro. If the study was performed with humans, was the sample diverse? For example, if a study of adults over 60 with Crohn's disease showed that eating fiber affects athletic performance, the results shouldn't be used to claim that university athletes should consume fiber during their sports seasons. It's especially common for biased documentaries to apply the results from one small study to everyone. The word meta-analysis or the phrase review of studies. This suggests that the researchers looked at every study they could find on a particular topic. This is where larger conclusions can start to be drawn. The influencer doesn't mention their qualifications. Ding, 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 ding. Probably because they don't have any. Having an interest in wellness or healthy body doesn't make someone an expert in biology and chemistry. Far from it. Influencers or experts quoted in an article should mention their qualifications. Are they registered dietitians? Do they have medical training? Do they have advanced degrees or experience as food researchers? If not, you might want to move on. I'd say bye, bye, bye. The advice focuses on eating or removing specific foods. Cutting out entire food groups or consuming a single food throughout the day is a sign of a fad diet. Unless a person has medical or religious reasons to cut out whole food groups, dietitians won't typically recommend doing that. When we start removing things absolutely or eliminating major portions of food groups, we do worry about nutrition deficiencies, Zara says. There are no absolutes in nutrition. She explains that there is good science that says eating fruits and vegetables is helpful, but people have plenty of fruits and vegetables to choose from. There's not research to say eating only pineapple promotes weight loss or that eating tomatoes gives everyone inflammation. So there's no need to cut out specific foods unless you don't like them or have an allergy. Does anybody here remember the grapefruit diet? Like eat a half of a grapefruit before every meal? Does anybody remember that? I did that. This is from, it's ancient, from a long time ago. But I had Texas grapefruits, and Texas grapefruits are delicious. If you haven't had Texas Ruby Reds, you're missing out. Just saying. They're yummy. The claim is dramatic. Beware of claims using a word like cure or prevent, since one study doesn't provide enough information to make sweeping conclusions. Reliable researchers and responsible journalists highlight the connection between the action and the effect. They won't say one thing causes another unless they're true. So look for language like these phrases: associated with healthier blood sugar levels, might increase chances of heart disease, could help ease arthritis pain. You remember the diet, Angel? Yay! Instant Violet, you remember it? Joe, you remember it too. Okay, yay! You were quite young then, Magical Nev. Yeah, I'm sure you were. Yeah, giving away my age here. 60, by the way. Proud of it. All right. The influencer labels food toxic or garbage. Nutrition professionals pride themselves on helping clients fit their favorite foods into their diets. They won't shame busy parents for using packaged foods. Instead, they'll recommend changes that fit people's lives. An influencer who calls the foods on your regular rotation toxic or garbage is being unhelpful. A dietitian can help you meet your nutritional goals. There's plenty of good, helpful nutrition advice out there as well. Be choosy about whose advice you follow. Look for articles and social media posts by people who have backgrounds in health, healthcare or research. And if there's a diet or supplement you're curious about, ask a healthcare professional about it. A member of your healthcare team might be able to give you a recommendation to see a dietitian. A dietitian who is aware of your goals and unique challenges can help you make diet changes that are more likely to work for you. A health professional ensures the plan fits your lifestyle and that you're getting all the vitamins and minerals you need. You're waiting for the diet to come back. You're waiting for it to come back. Wow. I like that, Joe. So yeah, that's the thing, is basically consult a professional, because anecdotal like information from randos online, sorry, it's, even if you've been watching these randos, even if it's me and you've been watching me for, years on years, and I'm like, oh, but this diet is the end all be all, walk away. Don't listen to me if I start talking some nonsense like that. Walk away, just for your own good. Walk away. Don't just think that like, oh, that's going to work then. Most likely it's not. And especially these things that are like cutting out big things. Because like with the grapefruit diet, the main thing that I remember is that you needed to eat a half of a grapefruit before every meal. And that was supposed to somehow like burn calories, burn like the calories that you ate or something, and then also help you be active, if I remember correctly. I mean, it's been a few minutes, so I may not remember correctly. If you're interested in it, look it up. Okay. So would you guys like to check out one of their videos now, or do you want another article? Let me know in chat. Let me know what you would prefer. Let me know what you would prefer. If you want to, turns out grapefruit can interact with a long list of medications, which they know now. Oh, wow. Wow. You love peas. I'm the only one in the house that will, oh, wow. You're the only one that will eat them. Wow. Brussels sprouts, broccoli, illegal chemical weapons. Oh my gosh. What are the illegal chemical weapons? I'm scared now. Magical Nev says, where I'm from, we only had gross yellow grapefruit, so it didn't really take off. Yeah, the ruby reds, I mean, they are like, pink and juicy and sweet and yummikins. So the kind that you're talking about, that would not be appealing to me at all. At all. And there are times when I'm like, I really want a grapefruit. I need a ruby red. I just need a ruby red. I mean, it's not like every day or anything. But every now and then, I'm like, I gotta have me a ruby red. I also need to order some apples, which I have to order them from an orchard because I never see them in the grocery store anymore. And you may have heard me talk about this before, but Macintosh apples, my all-time favorite apple. MLMs are great at demonizing foods to the point that people gain really unhealthy relationships with food. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think of looking at Autumn Calabrese, which she's not a nutritionist. She doesn't really have a background. She has like some random certification that anybody could get. And she looks extraordinarily unhealthy to me. And yet she's the person putting together, meal plans for Beachbody. Why is she doing that? Why? Or body, I should say. Whatever. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. Let's see them and get it over with. Okay, so you want to see, I don't know which is them. Is that video or articles? Which would you like, video or article? Let me put video, or even like a camera or piece of paper for article. I don't know if there's a paper, emoji, but, let me know video or article. So I know what you want, because I would like, I'm here to serve you. What can I say? This is for you, for your entertainment purposes and all of that on a Saturday night. Why am I talking like this? I have no idea. I just came up with the voice. Every now and then I'll just come up with voices just because. I mean, that's all that it is. Just because. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see. Oh, I can click on more things. Oh, wow. I love that I'm clicking on things and seeing what other stuff that I can do. Like I said, I'll learn all of this stuff. But for now, hey, somebody better put in the chat if you want a video or an article. I mean, come on, get those fingers going, people. Let me know, video or article, because that's going to be important. Or I'm going to choose. You can let me choose too. You can say you choose something, but I want some feedback from you. Give me something. Give me something to go on. I need me something. Just saying. It'd be nice. Help me out. Help me out. Let me know what you want. How's that? Am I being annoying? Oh, look, and I can say support this stream. Did that show up? Yeah, look. You can join my coffee if you would like to support me and my endeavors of creating more handmade soaps, and also to help me with different topics for us to talk about. You can join my coffee, and there's the QR code to do that. So let me know. Video. Okay, I'm seeing video. Don't you see my comment? Yes, remember. I see the Apple problem. Oh, you remember the Apple problem. Yeah. And you said video. Okay. So now we've got some people saying what you want. All righty, dighty. So that is what we will do. Okay. So I'm going to see which one do I want to choose. This one. Okay. This is going to be the first one, I believe. So, and we're going to have to do that thing to see if you can hear it, because I may have to flip things around. And can I move him? Let's see if I move me down here. Yeah, I can do that at least. So you're going to have to let me know in chat if you can hear him or not. And like I said, I may need to move things around. So let me know when I start. And this is from, I think it's from a couple of months ago when he first started talking about this stuff, I believe. I could use my mouse, but no, here I am using my finger. Okay, let me know. Let me know. Could you hear that? Could you hear him? Hello, Anil. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you for joining. Could you guys hear Marty when I started that? And if you couldn't, I'll flip things around, because I never know which way I need to flip things. It's just something I just never know. I don't know if it's because that I have this add-on screen thing to my laptop or what. But, let me know. Somebody please in chat. Nothing? Okay, thank you, Joe. All right, so let me stop sharing and flip some stuff around here. Give me a moment to move things. Are you having fun yet? Having fun? I bet you're having fun. I know you're having fun. How could you not be having fun with me? I mean, that's just absolutely impossible, right? Okay, well, then I want to share my screen. Oh, wait, that's the wrong one. It's this one. Okay. Oh, yeah, I've got to move this one over here first because of how things work sometimes. All right. So let me know if you hear Marty. Did you hear Marty? Let me know. Let me know if you heard Marty. Because that will help me. Oh, here it is. Now I can put the chat over here. That's how I do it. There we go. Now that's fun. So let me know if you guys were able to hear him. You didn't hear him? Hey, Chelsea. How are you? So you guys, when I hit this, you don't hear anything? Is that still a big nothing when I do that? I think Joe is telling me nothing. Do I need to be over here at the same time, which is going to be a pain? What about now? Can you hear that now? Anyone? Is this, I'm using the default. Done with the iPhone, done with the Teams. Didn't hear anything. Okay, let's see. Maybe I have to choose like a different device type thing. So let me know now. Did you hear that? It said come out like I wanted. Okay, where is, let's see. So okay. Short asked options. Okay, I'm trying some different settings. Let me know if you can hear this.
But if you join me in ONET.
And he said, if you join me in ONET, could you hear that? Yeah, Angel, that's what I was doing is I was messing around with something that is there for the microphone itself to see if that has any kind of, if it does anything. Time lag seems worse than before. Oh, okay. So I'm wondering how many seconds it is. So I took off the echo cancellation and the noise suppression. And I included stereo audio input and auto gain control. Don't know what those do. If anybody knows, you can let me know. You heard it? You heard it? Okay. Let's see if I put you over here, if you're going to hear it still. Maybe that's just how I needed to have it set up. All right. Let's try this.
Look up the Carnivore Diet Club and join me.
Okay, so look up the Carnivore Diet Club and you can join him. You can fill your product. Hello there, giant adult diapers. I'm hoping you guys heard that too. So just before I just let it go, just let me know if you could hear all of that. So Angel, did you hear it? I think you guys can hear it now. Making sure I don't have any notifications that I need to look at something. All right, I'm going to start playing it and we'll just take it from there.
I am not giving medical advice. I'm not that stupid. I'm telling you, for me, though, it's changed my life. I mean,
Okay, starting out, it is anecdotal information, and I'm trying to go, like, where can I remove my, I'm trying to remove the name tag thing. Not really sure where to go, because it's in the way. Well, we'll just deal with it. I'm just not going to worry about it. Okay. It's bugging me.
Problems breathing to breathing better, sleeping better, inflammation in my body, joints. Just, it feels like it took off 10, 15 years of my life. No joke. No joke. This is for me. There's not a lot of content in there yet because I haven't had time to put some in. But recipes that my wife has made for me, pressure cooker ideas. It's changed my life. So I wanted to do this real quick video for anybody interested. Don't come there if you're not interested. It's okay. This is something separate of what I'm doing with Unpassive because it's had such an impact. Just like Unpassive, I'm pretty passionate about it. I've looked at a lot of videos, did a lot of research. Yes, there's people say, oh, you can't do.
Is it bothering anybody other than myself about how his chair from the green screen is like kind of flickering in and out? Because I am finding that distracting and annoying. Is it just me, or are you guys finding that to be distracting and annoying too? Because it's really bothering me. Because it's like I keep just watching the chair.
Do that. You can't do this. I had a gout problem. If I ate too much meat, I'd get gout. I've been on this diet, doing all carnivore diet for 25 days solid. I have not got gout. I've started to get little knobby fingers from arthritis. They're gone. It was in this pinky. It's completely gone.
Oh, sweet Goth, I want to say thank you for saying that you'd rather be in the Hunbot Club. I appreciate that.
I don't know. Okay, maybe it's not that, but breathing better.
And Angel, I will say, at least he did say that he's not an expert, and at least he is, saying this is how it impacted me. But still, he does have a very large audience, and if there are other people that are struggling with their weight and stuff, they may be like, I gotta go down. He has all these recipes and this, that, and the other thing. Because that could lead to health concerns, Wait, Angel says, wait, meat gave him gout and he thought this diet was a good idea. Sweet God says 25 days isn't long enough to determine it's safe though, dude. Yep. Instant Violet, thank you for sharing what annoys you more. Chroma key is terrible. Is that what's causing this distortion of his chair? Because it's really bothering me.
Feeling better, losing weight like a madman, sleeping better. So I just want to say, if you're interested,
hey Billy,
and you want to go on this little voyage with me, fine. Like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving advice. I'm telling you what it's done for me. And
I'm not giving advice. I'm saying what's done for me, but yet I'm providing all these recipes and whatnot. And I have this group that I want you to join that's all about the carnivore diet. Kind of sounds like advice is being promoted within that group. Is that just me? But if you're not actually providing advice and everything, then why are you wanting a whole bunch of people who are interested in the carnivore diet to come and get your recipes and join your group? That's a little sus to me, sir. A little sus. Just saying.
I'd love to see if somebody else wants to try it and get involved and it changes your life. God bless you. But anyway, so look up the carnivore diet.
And it could have a positive change or a negative change. And what happens, sir, if all these people try it and they're impacted negatively, and the only reason they tried it is because you got on here and said, hey, you can join my thing, my little club, all about the carnivore diet, and I've got recipes, and I've got crock pots, I've got neti pots, I've got any kind of pot you want, and I'll help you with all that. Just saying, kind of sounds like you're dispensing advice.
Diet Club in Onet. And I'll see you all tomorrow on my live.
Oh, another version of a green screen without a green screen. That's the problem. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. This is Marty.
And Angel says, it bothers me. He said his wife cooks the food for him. Why isn't he making his own food so he can still sit around and do nothing? Okay, I'm going to throw it out. Let's
let's give Marty the benefit of the doubt. Maybe, and I mean, this is a very large pregnant maybe. Maybe they have daily tasks divided up in some way, and she does the cooking, and he's responsible for some. Maybe he does the dishes, cleans up everything. I'm kind of doubting that because all we do is see him sitting in the brown chair. You know, we never really hear about him doing much of anything else other than sitting in the brown chair. But I'm just going to try to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I really hope Dawn doesn't do everything, so that she's not the sole person who's cleaning and cooking, taking care of the kids, the grandkids, and all that. I do hope that he does something other than sit in the brown chair and hop from webinar to stream to all that.
I know it's kind of blurry, but I'm doing this video just for a club I started. It's called the Carnivore Diet Club.
Okay, so it's a club. So this is going to be within the back office, and I don't think people can get to the clubs right now. Or is he doing this in Facebook? I mean, because people can't get to it in, you know, the OES. What are you using, Marty?
Canceled the other club because it didn't come out like I wanted. But if you join,
you canceled the other club. Maybe you canceled the other club because maybe nobody was interested.
Join me in Onet. Look up the Carnivore Diet Club and join me. I am not giving.
Has anybody found the Carnivore Diet Club in Onet? Does anybody have access to Onet? Just asking. Just asking. Hopefully he can change his own. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully he can, Joe. I agree. There's some violence now. He just sits there and screams at the talking bird. Paper plate kind of guy, says Salami. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I mean, I use paper plates, but I use paper plates where I put my ceramic things on there for me to be able to like seal with the Mod Podge. That's what I use paper plates for a lot, and sometimes for different things if I'm eating. And then I have 4 eyes on me.
Giving medical advice. I'm not that stupid.
Okay, this just looped right back around. Okay, that's all that it was. Okay, so we don't need to listen to him again on this one. Okay. Now, how do I go back to the stop sharing stuff? Okay. Figuring this stuff out over here. Okay. All right. Now I'm back over there. Okay. You guys, I really will figure this out eventually. It may take me a while, and y'all are just along for the ride because why not? All right, so I do have another one, and this is from about a month ago, and it features Marty and Chris. Would you guys like to watch this, or would you like to have another article? Let me know in the chat. I'm kind of thinking, we want to look at this, and then we can go and look at what things are being said about this meat-only diet. Oh, Marty completely disappeared. These backgrounds. And you know what? The thumbnails that I've seen him using lately hurt my eyes. Am I the only one? And please tell me I'm not the only one. I look at them and it's like, how many colors can there possibly be all crammed together? And how many things can be whirling and twirling all over the place? It's like so flippin' busy that I'm dizzy. I'm just like, bleh. It's just too much for me. Just absolutely too much. What's old is new again. Same ideas, different package. You want to see the epic lion. Okay. Is it what the Atkins diet was? I don't remember. I never did the Atkins diet. I've never really done many diets or anything. When I danced, that's when I, because it's like I always have to shed weight because you got to audition to be able to perform, and you got to be your thinnest and blah blah blah. Oh, Ned is still down. That's what I thought. So I find this funny that he's talking about it. So, I mean, surely he has to have a Facebook group since that shit's down. I thought that it was. I hadn't checked, on anything yet. So thank you, Joe, for letting me know. Oh my gosh! What in the scary charcuterie board is this? I mean, this is supposed to be a line. Did somebody make this motion graphic or something? And do they think it actually looks good? Because I got news for you, it doesn't. You could find something that was already created that's free out there, or maybe this was free and it's I could have found something better. I'm just saying it's scary.
Welcome to the Lion's Den. Chris and myself are...
Okay, and Chris and myself, and it's not even your voice, Marty. So you're using some kind of AI voice that's not you. You should have at least recorded, especially if it's saying "and myself." Oh, and like even looking at this, it hurts my eyes. I'm just saying, it hurts my eyes.
We're going to talk about our journey in the carnivore lifestyle. We believe we are apex creatures and we're never meant to graze.
Oh God, it's back! Oh God! We get to see it not just once, but twice. Does it come back again? Because I am getting really scared. It's creeping me out. That's the thing nightmares are made of, and that a horror movie. It could be in a horror movie. It's scary. Not scary that it's so realistic. It's scary, creepy. It almost is kind of like. Okay, has anybody seen Pet Cemetery? It's like you took the lion and buried it in the pet cemetery and it came back and it's just not quite right. That's what it reminds me of.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first Carnivore Live.
Didn't we already have one intro, but we're doing another? I don't, what the hell?
The reason that I wanted to, or we wanted to start doing this.
Yeah, okay, Angel, what the hell are apex predators? What the fuck does that even mean? I mean, like, just putting it out there and like with no, just like the expectation, everybody knows what this is. I've never heard of it, so some context around that would be helpful rather than just throwing it on out there. But, I mean, you do you, boo, and you do you in such a strange way.
It's because it changed our lives. It changed my life like completely. As I was going through the journey of the business work.
My gosh, it changed his life completely. He's still sitting in the same brown chair. And now we have a dark background for whatever reason. But yet, I love through his headset how you actually see the color of the wall, which is, sir, with the money that you've gotten from Ash, I'm sure that you could get an actual green screen. That would really be beneficial for you if you're trying to pull this stuff off. Just saying, you might want to invest in that. They're not that expensive. You can probably get one. I know I've seen them for like under $50 on Amazon. So, you might want to check that out, Mr. DeGarmo.
We're in. I thought, what good is it going to be if we're in this business, the best I've ever been in? And
Angel says, yeah, they do need to define it. I've heard the term used a lot before and am familiar with it, but not everyone is. Exactly. And that's something that pisses me off is like with anything, when people use acronyms or phrases or words And sometimes it might be like a common word, but they actually are using it differently to mean something else within a secret little whatever. But they don't explain that to the audience. That you miss things, get lost in translation, Marty, when you don't explain things to people so that they can fully understand why you're saying that, what it means. You know, but I guess, like I guess you're expecting people to go like, okay, y'all are live, but let me go look this up. Do you see how that's not a good look? It'd be much better if you explained it, because then it's a smooth transition. And each time that you did this, when you say it, that you explain it, because there could be other people that still hadn't seen the first time you explained it, because it's, a different type of phrase. Each time you say it, you tell people what the hell it means. That's what you should do.
My wife is the only one that's going to celebrate it
They
because I'll
just
be
use
dead.
edify a lot. Ugh.
So a couple of years ago, first thing I looked at, I want to make sure everybody's on the right channel just in case it went live on the wrong one. So let me.
Oh, you know what? I absolutely detest. Let me check this, blah, 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 because it may have done. You know what, sir? If you set your shit up to begin with, you already know what the hell's going on. And I mean, like right now, I'm learning Restream. That's one thing. But whatever the hell it is that you're doing, you've done 1,000 times. You shouldn't have to be like, well, let me check this up. Because then you like throw it on over to Chris, and then he throws it back over to you. And then he's checking something. Everybody's checking. Oh, we're checking these things. It's like, it's just, it comes across as creepy to me. And it's just like, why don't you just say, let's hear from Chris, because I don't really believe you're checking anything. You're just saying that, and then you're probably looking at, who knows what you're looking at. You're probably looking at some kind of meat. I don't know if it's meat you can eat, but you're probably looking at something.
Double check. Let me double check. Bear with me for a minute. The StreamYard actually posted twice. So.
And why do you have to? Why doesn't Chris start talking or something? Why don't you go off screen if you're doing that shit, so Chris can talk instead of telling everybody about? I mean, it's one thing when I'm sitting here and I'm only one person. I'm sitting here learning Restream. I'm telling you guys I'm learning it. That's one thing when somebody's doing that. But if he's sitting here with a co-host, then the co-host should take over right about now, and then he can go monkey around with it, whatever it is. Doesn't need to tell the audience like, oh, it this twice, and like he doesn't need to do that. It'd be a much smoother show if he just passed it on over to the other co-host. Just saying.
Live. Yeah, I think we're good.
Hello, Muhammad. Hope you are doing well. Welcome,
I
welcome.
think we're good.
Is it just me, or are you finding the animals running in the background to be a little bit annoying? And why is it that if you're talking about carnivores, all of a sudden we're in Africa? Is that where all carnivores are? I mean, why are you making this association with carnivores and, African animals? I don't understand.
Posted twice, yeah.
And gosh, one of the phones went off. If you guys would learn to silence your phones, I'm just going to say, like right here for me, there's a button. There's a little button. I can put it on silent. I can still feel it vibrate. I can still see if something pops up. Don't need to have the audio on so everybody hears it. I've told you this before. Maybe you need to write it down and then put a little post-it note on your laptop so you remember to, just look at your cell phone, find the button on the side, turn it the opposite way so there's no sound. Just, you might want to try that, Mr. DeGarmo.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Now remember, for everybody, this is This has nothing to do with business or anything like that. I was, some of you don't know because other people will be watching this.
An Android phone is too hard to figure out. I had an Android phone, and guess what? I could still put it on silent. You know, that you can still silence your phone. You know something else that you could possibly do, sir? Put the phone in the other room, because while you're on, you don't necessarily need to have your phone right there. I mean, I'm in my bedroom right now, so it's just kind of like right here, but I could easily have it somewhere else. Now, sometimes I have had it with me because my husband is going to be texting me, so I kind of like need to be aware of that. But from the stuff that you guys do, there's nothing so crucial that you need to have your phone with you and the sound on. I mean, I'm just saying, to make your show smoother. I think you really should consider that.
When I about 20 years ago, I got sick, and it was from gaining weight. I gained weight because the business went from running around like a maniac to not moving around as much, but I still ate like I was running around a lot. And for me, I'm going to confess a few things. I am very compulsive. I do whatever I do it too much. I try.
No, I would never guess that, considering you have said that you're like, on the computer for like 12 hours a day or something. No. They have to have it next to them in case I text them. Well, hello there, Mr. Mafara. Is that important, You just can't wait. You just can't wait. You should be watching them and be aware that they're on, that you shouldn't be texting them during this time, You should have courtesy over what they're doing, considering that, money does exchange and stuff like that, so the rumor goes.
I drank too much. When I smoked too much. When I ate too much. Anyway, I wound up getting sleep apnea.
The pings are, so we know how popular he is. They don't ping as much as they used to either. Yeah, this is true. How popular he is. I mean, if that's what we're doing for our popularity, that's hilarious. Yep, 10 to 12 hours a day. I mean, is that supposed to be a flex that he's doing this bullshit for 10 to 12 hours a day? Because it's not. I mean, it's more like, geez, I don't want to be doing what you're doing.
Yeah. And bad. Of course, me being a man and I can fix myself, went too long with sleep apnea, and then actually I got COPD. So the job that I did love was taken away in an instant. It kind of went boom, like one night. I was no longer in that business.
And then he should explain what COPD is without expecting everybody to know what it is. Like, I've heard of it. That's it. So just to say that's what you have. Like, if I tell you I have cervic dystonia, I then tell you that means that the muscles in my neck are spasming 24/7, 365. That it's always going on. And that's what's causing a lot of pain in my body. You see how easy that is to kind of explain something real quick.
And I had to go from a regular job to a life of, I hit my peak at 42, and I said, well, that can't be right. But anyway, from that time until about 2 years ago, I tried everything to lose weight. Everything. And you name it, I did it. Potions, lotions, different stuff. But I'm not saying that a lot of them worked, but they were temporary. Like, as soon as you changed anything, everything came right back. And it was something that, for me, it was a lot of work to stay on it. You go somewhere, whatever. Well, a couple years ago, I was looking at what I do is I spent most of my life living to eat. And you don't realize how much you're eating all day long, especially in the U.S.
Okay, so it sounds like when he worked, he ate a lot. After he stopped working, he continued to eat the same amount of calories as he was when he was working. But it doesn't sound like when he was working, he was doing activity to counter the amount of calories he was consuming. And it sounds like that it just, whatever movement that he was doing at work just went away once he stopped being at work. And I know Joe said that you have to remember not to eat like you did when you worked. Yeah. He didn't wire his jaw shut. Okay, but the carnivore diet is meant to be temporary too, so your results will be temporary if you have positive results. But there's also I've come across some things that we will look at that there's dangers.
Yes, I mean, you walk by a fridge, there's a snack, there's something in a little jar, there's this, like I'm some kind of, picking up, whatever, and you don't even pay attention to it. But it all adds up to junk and...
Myself, I've never been like a huge snacker where I'm walking by the refrigerator and I just am compelled, gotta get me something. And one of the things that I personally do is, snacky junk food type stuff. I just don't buy it. I mean, there's a simple solution if you don't want to be consuming it. You just don't bring it inside your house, Have some fruit, have some nuts, have something healthy instead. I have some, what do I have right now? Pumpkin seeds.
A cookie here and something here. And like I said, I was compulsive. If there was a sleeve of Oreos, I was a cookie monster. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, how dare you? You're not going to live in this house, right? I was a serial killer too. There was a box of cereal. I'm killing it. I'm telling you right now, I'm killing it. So,
well, yeah, I know that there's kids there, so that's why they would have some of these things. But still, there are healthy options for children, and you should be teaching the children to choose healthy options over sugary type things. So, and as an adult, there even can be like, this shit's for the kids, this shit's for the adults. And you just mentally know, I go to the adult side. Just suggestions, Hello, Biz. I'm so sorry. I do not know how to pronounce your name, but the last name, I guess, is Curry. Hello. Thank you so much for joining.
And I remember in the 70s, they came up with this chart, pyramid chart, where, you got to eat your grains, your fruit, your whatever, brown rice, not white. And
Magical Nev, you are right about it being as an eating disorder. Yeah, there's as somebody who has watched Amberlynn Reed and Foodie Beauty, who both are morbidly obese, those are two people that I don't think they've ever seen like a food that they don't want to consume. I'm not saying Marty is that way, but it's definitely there are those eating disorders, on either side of the spectrum of like over, under. If we can just get in the middle somewhere, to be healthy. And I'm not saying I'm always healthy, I'm not.
Rye bread or wheat bread and all the way down. And the eggs, knock off the eggs. Don't eat any butter. Get away from anything fat. We're going to go to non-fat. And we all did it. I remember friends and family, oh, Marty, don't eat that. It's bad for you, But I also remember going to Illinois, Eric Kessler country.
That was the 90s.
And my grandmother was there. And in the morning, she's frying eggs in butter. And of course, I'm going to tell her, 21 years old, Grandma, be careful. That's not good for you. At the time, she was 89. I don't think I have any right to tell somebody 89 what to eat. They must have did.
Oops, looks like I lost connection there for a second. Come on. Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? Can you guys still hear me? I hope you can still hear me. Yeah, okay. So you can hear me, but Marty is just spinning. Okay. So I guess I'll just, kind of babble for a while. We can all babble. And I'm sorry, it looks kind of weird. I'm not looking at you guys. It's because I'm looking over here and I can see the chat over here. And Marty's over on this screen. So kind of, maybe if I don't know if that makes a difference. I have no idea. Well, let's see. To be fair to Marty's grandma, she probably used all those calories working on the farm and raising kids. Yeah, that is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Back in the day, goodness. Okay, so how long does this just spin like that? Wait, okay, I think I've got some movement.
What reminded me of any
Okay. I got some movement, guys. Okay, so we'll go back. That was a bit annoying. Okay. So we can see all of them now. And do I need to go back a little bit? Let's see, go there.
We're in the 70s.
Okay.
They came up with this chart, pyramid chart.
We already heard this part. Okay.
You got to eat your grains, your.
Okay, we'll go here.
Than that. So I started looking around. No, I didn't Google it because Google doesn't give you the truth. It gives you whatever is popular. But I did some research and I heard this thing called keto, the keto diet. And I thought, what the frick is that? And I started reading it. And you know what reminded me of? Any of you that are my age, even a little younger, you remember Atkins diet? You could eat eggs, you could eat bacon. He was more protein. He mentioned fat, but not like they do now. So I went, you know what? And I remember when I did Atkins, I felt good. I did lose weight. I just gave up on it because there wasn't a lot of research then, and I was.
Okay, guys, the carnivore diet, isn't this something you're just pretty much eating meat? That's it. Nothing else. Am I right on that? Because, I've never done the carnivore diet. And I just can't imagine just only restricting yourself to only one type of food, even though you could have, I guess, fish, chicken, lamb, or like any kind of meat. But if that's it, there's other stuff. Why would you restrict yourself?
Young. He's 20 some years old. I could haul around an extra 30, 40 pounds, no problem.
Yes, me.
I was playing
Okay.
volleyball, 280, but I was used to it, right? You're used to it. You're younger. Anyway, a couple of years ago, I found out about keto, and I went online. I went to my search engine, which is YouTube, and I started punching in best diet or ultimate diet, what new diet.
You know, I would say that I use YouTube? Do I look at videos? Yes. But I'm generally, and I'm a little surprised, Marty, why you wouldn't want to look at articles that maybe are written by medical professionals, dietitians, nutritionists that talk about this diet as opposed to, anecdotal type incidents where people are coming on and talking about the carnivore diet. Because I'm presuming, and I could be wrong, but I'm presuming that's what a lot of it was, that you were finding people talking about the best diet ever. It was anecdotal evidence and not, somebody with a background in nutrition and science and stuff.
Whatever I could put in there. And what I saw was keto. And I'm looking down, I'm seeing different names. And then a couple of them was a doctor. I'm thinking, if a doctor is using food to make you healthy, I want to hear what he has to say. Because
a doctor of what? That's what I want to know. A doctor, are you talking about a medical doctor? Are you talking about somebody who has a PhD? And then if it is a medical doctor, or if it, what type of medicine? How long have they been in practice? How much training have they had in nutritional type stuff? Just many, many, many questions I have when you just throw out doctor. Because that don't impress me much. I want to know more. Doctor of? Have they done research? Have they written, papers? Are they an expert on this? I want to know more.
Doctors are researchers. It couldn't have been just an opinion, because a lot of times keto or carnivore goes against the medical industry. My doctor never told me, well, he's giving me four medicine bottles for high blood pressure and getting water off my body. He never once told me about keto. Of course not. He's not getting any kickback if I buy a hamburger, okay? He ain't in that industry. But anyway, I watched him.
And as a medical doctor, you're not, an expert on the latest diet crazes. There would be somebody else within a medical team, that dietitian, that nutritionist, that would be able to play that part. You might want to consider that, Mr. DeGarmo.
And this is keto first, and I said,
chiropractor.
I'm going to try that. And what it consists of, you can eat whatever, stay under like 50 grams of carbs. And we'll get into carbs. I want Chris to come up to where I am now, but 50 grams of carbs. We're going to talk about carbs and all that. And then when Chris comes back, I'll have a little more to say. But I want him to get up to what journey got him to that point. Go ahead, Chris.
Oops.
Hey, good evening, buddy. First of all, let me say that we are not doctors. We are talking from personal experience, and we also have many friends that we will have on in the show in the future to...
And Angel says, doctors do what they do because they care about people. They don't treat you because they get kickback from recommendations, Marty. Thank you so much, Angel, for saying that. I appreciate it. And Sweet Goss says, doctors are in different departments of specialty, though. Your doctor might not be specialized in diets. Exactly what I was saying. You need an actual nutritionist doctor for that or something. Yes, you need an expert within that. Like I was saying, how there can be a medical team working together, probably somebody they would recommend that you see, so that they would come up with a plan, and then that doctor would be aware of what that plan is. and you would be also seeing the nutritionist or the the nutritionist or the dietitian. I was going to say dentist. I'm like, no, it's not a dentist, but it does start with a D. So you would have, again, a team that you would work with, because if you have a health condition, which Marty said that he did, and as he's losing weight and with his body's changing, he's going to want to consult his doctor to monitor different things and continue to see the nutritionist or dietitian. If this was being done correctly, other than, well, by golly, I'm just going to do the carnivore diet, and oh my gosh, I've had just these amazing results, so much so I got my buddy over here doing it too, and now I'm going to talk to you good people about it, and you might want to try it too. In fact, I've got a group you can join, or a club, or whatever the hell it is.
And one of them really is John White.
Hello there, Mr. I don't know if it's pronounced Udin, and I'm so sorry if I said it incorrectly, but welcome, welcome. Yeah, MLMs do demonize pharmaceutical companies too, so he'd be feeding into that. Yep, absolutely.
Who was our first big dude that is not a big dude anymore. A little bit about me. I retired, I don't know, 5 or 8 years ago. I don't even remember. I went from going 100 miles an hour.
How do you not remember?
To a complete...
How do you not remember when you retire? I mean, please. Puppy, please.
Stop. In other words, my job, I walked anywhere from 20 to 30 miles a night. I was always active. As I was running, going on, I was pretty thin. And then when I retired, everything kind of went to a stop. Went from walking all night long until sitting all day long. Wasn't really active. I had some things going on with my mom I had to take care of, so I couldn't really get out and do a lot of things. Well, in this process, I'm eating. I'm eating because I didn't eat a lot before when I was at work. And I'm eating everything. I'm taking, before I go to work, I'm having 2.
You know what's so odd is that I can't remember Chris ever talking about any of this shit until now. It's like, what is the real reason for them doing this? That's what I'm wondering. Hello, Kenton. How are you doing? I hope you're doing very well. Thank you for joining.
2 large coffees, 5 cream, 5 sugar. I'm getting the French fries, the all kind of crap stuff. And what had happened over those years is I put myself right into a diabetic state. I didn't even know I have. My eyes, of course, my eyes are getting better, but there's always swollen, so don't think that. My vision was blurry. I couldn't feel my feet anymore. A lot of cramping in my legs, and I couldn't figure out what is wrong with me. I finally went to the doctors. They said, you're a full-blown type 2 diabetic, which was a shock to me. Went to the hospital, spent a couple days in the hospital. They were hydrating me, and realized that I got to do something different because I've always been active. I've always exercised. I've always worked out. And all of a sudden, boom. So I heard Marty and John White talking about the carnivore all the time. Kind of funny. And I talked to Marty on a daily basis. And I said, you know what, Marty, I'm going to call John White and talk to him about it. Now, you'll meet John in the next few weeks here because I think we'll probably have him on more than once. He's 73.
I just seeing Robert's, isn't Robert that young guy that we've seen before that's a founder? On Passive All the Way, I tell myself every day that no matter how long it takes to get there, I still believe. That hurts. Still believing in the vision. And how long has it been since people, got commission and had access to anything? It's been a minute, and people are still just waiting. It's just so amazing that people are just like, yeah, we're hanging on.
3 or 74 years old. And John, I apologize if that's wrong. I know you're up there, old man. He lost over 200 pounds on the carnivore diet. And I said, I got to call this guy. I'm not listening to my best buddy in the whole world telling me, Chris, it works. So I called John, got Marty on the phone, and then Marty kind of yelled at me, I've been telling you this. And what happened is I started it, and I went on this road trip, and I fell when I was on my road trip, and I broke a couple ribs, punctured a lung. And when I got out of the hospital, I kind of got off my carnivore diet, which was a big mistake. My ankle swelled up. My diabetes came back full tilt. And I said to myself just a little while ago, Chris, you're going to die if you don't do something different. Real quick, I took myself completely off sugar. I'm finding out, even though, listen, I love donuts, cake. I love sugar, period, because I was bred to love it. It's the worst thing possible for you. And we'll talk about this a lot more. There's all kind of examples we'll bring onto the show, but
there you go. There you go, Chris. John White.
There's
76.
76. Sorry, John.
76 and lost 200 pounds.
Yeah.
He's the poster child. We'll have him on many times. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I just saw him.
Gee, John, I would have thought you'd have said 70 or something, but 76. There you go. But I found out that sugar has never been.
Joe, I'm with you. You shouldn't drunk walk. Yeah. We all kind of wonder, like, what exactly, how did all that happen to you, Chris, on that road trip? That was supposed to be all over the U.S. and wasn't?
Been my friend. And I was start reading some stuff on sugar, and I seen these videos. If they pop up like on Facebook and stuff, if you stop eating sugar the first 7 days, the swelling in your face will go down. Now, I got a naturally big head. I think we both do. I can show you before and after pictures of Marty DeGarmo. You will be in shock. You'll see the difference. You just seen this for the first time, maybe. And this is for the world, whoever wants to listen. Me, I started back up 5 or 6 weeks ago. I haven't had any sugar. Do I have a before and after picture? I'm sure I do. I'm still in the process. Last week, I took myself off my insulin because
What? You took yourself off your insulin. And Marty's like, yeah, you're your own doctor, Chris. You decided that you don't need insulin anymore. What? As a type 2 diabetic, you didn't go back and see your doctor to see if there'd been a change and to discuss this stuff with your doctor, or maybe do some research to see the impact of this diet to type 2 diabetes, if there's been any studies or anything. You just randomly just said, you know what? Fuck my diabetes medication. I just don't care. I'm taking myself off. Oh, good gravy.
I wasn't eating any sugar. And we're going to also have a registered nurse on here. She's retired. That'll tell you how bad insulin actually is for you. So now I'm not a doctor, and always listen to your doctor, even though I won't. And there's a reason for that. But I was sticking myself in the gut, the leg, the butt 4 or 5 times a day, 7 days a week, and I couldn't stand it. And I found out from Miriam, we'll have her on here, that Chris, it's not doing anything for you. It's making your body stop what it's supposed to do. And what the carnivore does, it allows your body to heal itself, because that's how God designed our bodies, believe it or not. The carnivore.
Wait, now we're bringing God into this mix too? So now we're bringing in religion, and we're going to be our own medical doctor, because you don't need to listen to them, because apparently this diet is, curing type 2 diabetes. That's what the message that I'm getting, which you should not go around and say any of that, Chris. That is incredibly dangerous and irresponsible. Angel says, insulin isn't bad for you. Our bodies need it to survive. Our brains need it. Oh, thank you, Angel, for that.
With the fasting and the eating meat, everything John White will be the perfect advocate for this. And I'll wait till he gets on here, but he's going to say this. I'm going to remind him. He'll remind me. Everything your doctor tells you, and I'm not a doctor, this is my opinion, that you're supposed to be doing, I'm going to tell you what it is wrong. It's completely reversed. Butter, eggs, bacon, meat are the healthiest things for you. I can prove that with me. I can prove it with Marty, John White.
Anecdotal evidence, not scientific based. Small sample size from people unqualified to make this assertion. Not a scientific study.
Narelle, work a lot of people. And as I see people in the comments saying they're on the carnivore, we would like you to be on the show. And anyone that's out there that we don't know that's listening, we invite you to come on and make comments about your experience with carnivore. We're not.
So is this just their way of dipping into the world of people who are using carnivore that are not part of OnPassive to get them into the group so then they can get them to buy OnPassive products allegedly when they, are able to access them again? Is that what we're actually doing here is, kind of like recruiting and disguising it as like the Carnivore Diet? It is so amazeballs. It's just going to fix you on up. Just come on and try it. Give you some recipes. I'll tell you stories. We'll have other people tell you stories. And hey, isn't that proof that this shit works? No, it's not.
Telling you need to do this. Me, I needed to do it. Marty definitely needed to do it.
Yeah, Joe, you are.
Okay? This is about giving you our experience and educate what we've gone through. And I'm like Marty. I tried every single diet in the world. I was always active, but when I stopped to exercise and work out, if I looked at a piece of bread, I'd gain 15, 20 pounds, literally. So this carnivore, I'm never hungry. And I'm not going to lie, the first couple days, you have to adjust to it. All right? And one of the key factors is fasting. But after a couple of days, you're not going to think about food anymore. Here's what I have. I'm going to let you know real quick. When I get up in the morning, I have 3 hard-boiled eggs. And then maybe at noon or 1, I have a bunch of bacon. Oh, doctor says don't eat bacon. With lots of butter and lots of Himalayan salt. And then at 5 or 6 o'clock, I usually have a piece of meat or beef. And that's it. And then I don't eat nothing all the way to the next morning again. That's my fasting period. But also between the hours of 12 and 5.
Yeah, it's called intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting.
It's like 16 to 18.
Now, Angel says these guys telling everyone to ignore their doctor's advice, they will kill people with their words. Yeah, that's what scares me of all of this. Is people are going, yeah, they're onto something. I'm going to do it too. And then they have negative consequences. And the reason that the people tried it is because these 2 yahoos were up here and they're like, well, they're OnPassive leaders and I'm just this little person in OnPassive and I don't have much going on, but I sure trust them. So yeah, I'm going to do it too. Whew.
Hours between your last meal and your first meal the next day. Yeah. And sleeping counts.
Yes, yeah, so if you think it's hot.
Welcome, and I'm so sorry. I'm probably not going to be able to pronounce your name. Satter. So I'm so sorry. I cannot pronounce your name, but welcome. Thank you for joining.
Hard. It's not, because most of you sleep anywhere from 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day.
And remember, like Chris said, you know why it's not hard?
Angel, thank you. We have always been intermittent fasting. That's why breakfast is break fast. We are breaking our fast.
You become fat adapted. In other words, your body is burning fat for fuel, not sugar. Your cravings disappear.
Yeah.
The reason it's hard for people to do it is because they're craving almost like a drug to eat something. When you go, the longer you go, your cravings disappear. No doubt. Right, Chris? I mean, that's
absolutely
what happens.
And as we go, like I said, this is our first one we're doing, so we might talk a little bit more.
So now, yeah, you know what? All those cravings that you have, don't worry about it because you're going to adjust to it just like we did. So come on, everybody, let's do this. And to hell with what your doctor says. And you too can stop taking all your medications. You can just keep on doing the carnivore because that's all you need to do is just eat meat. Bloody hell.
Marty's really the expert on it. I am still learning, but I know exactly what I got to do.
You're still learning? Who are you learning this from, Chris? Who are you learning this from? Are you gaining credentials on this, or are you just learning because, you're doing it and you're listening to other people who have done it? I mean, good Lord.
And I think in the future, as we go, we're going to also explain to you by human example who actually beat disease.
Anecdotal examples, not scientific studies.
diseases, diabetes. See, Brenda was on here. I think it was Brenda. She did the carnivore. It's swelling in her legs. It's gone. Your body is an amazing, amazing machine, and it can do everything. But the problem is we were told since we were little kids to eat the wrong stuff. Healthy food. This is the healthy food. Now, anything with sugar in it, it's not healthy. No, that's my opinion. But I'm going to tell you what. 5 weeks ago, I couldn't bend over to touch my feet, to touch the floor for anything. All right. Now I can do it no problem. And I do lift light weights and I do ride a bike every day.
Welcome, Lucas.
Nothing like I used to work out. You don't need to really work out on this diet. The doctors will tell you, even though it's healthy to work out every day or walk, they're going to say you can lose weight on this diet. It's not a diet. It's just a different, healthier way to eat. And
But it is a diet. It's a restrictive diet because you're eating only meat. And it's called the Carnivore Diet. So, Chris, how can you fucking sit there and say it's not a diet when it's literally called the Carnivore Diet?
You'll find that out the more we talk about. I'm looking for anyone that wants to share their story because it's important. And again, we're not trying to convince you about starting this diet. We're telling you that some people
Joe says, I weighed less when I smoked. Should I go back and smoke? Joe, I would not recommend that. And Angel says, we should not be eating processed foods, but whole fruit, vegetable, legumes, healthy fats, carbs, sugar, and meats. I agree with you, Angel, on that. Just, eating a variety of foods. Because, you're going to, when you're restricting yourself of that, there are vitamins and minerals you're not getting that you need.
Actually need it and it works and you won't be as hungry. Marty, back to you.
Yeah, I mean, this is the way I feel. The business that we're in, I feel with all my heart will change.
Okay, now that's killing me. The business that we're in. How do you have a business right now when you literally can't do shit nor shinola? How exactly is that a business? Can you explain that? I mean, I know that's not what y'all are talking about, but just hearing that just is really funny to me.
Change lives, without a doubt. And I worked in the MLM world for 20 years. It was a racket. Most people can't.
And Angel says, biologically, our tooth structure shows we are not made to be pure carnivores. We are omnivores. Thank you, Angel.
Do it. 90% fail. In carnivore, my opinion, I am so far from being a doctor, I wouldn't be allowed in the same room. I'm not a doctor. I'm not even putting doctors down. I'm telling you from my experience and from seeing.
But you are. They're telling us to eat the wrong foods. Sounds like you're putting people down to me, sir.
Other people, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a lot of places you can check for reference. I'm going to start filling up an area in our YouTube that gives you information of what you can do, what you can't do. Now, I was fortunate. I went one step further, and this isn't necessary. Carnivore diet is meat and fat. Okay, what I mean by that is you can eat chicken, duck, anything that's alive and walks. Eggs, you can eat all the eggs you want. You can eat all the butter you want. It's not counting calories. You don't have to count calories. I went to one step further because I was desperate to get healthier quick, and I'm in the lion diet. I only 99.9% of the time, unless I run out, eat nothing but beef. Now that's just you got to mute yourself when you're tapping. It's coming out.
Sorry, I'm typing to people that have stories.
No, it's okay.
Wait, Marty. Right now, let's tell people how they can get a hold of us if they want to come on the show and explain their story. You want to send them to unpassivenation@gmail.com or
No, nothing yet. I'm going to open up a Gmail account that's just for Carnivore. I don't want to mix it with the company because some people aren't interested in the company, and that's okay. I want to do this totally separate.
They're not interested in the company, but you know what? They might be interested in buying a product. Maybe that's why we're doing this.
But like I said, I got a passion for it because of what it did for me. Now, I don't need any trouble from some, because remember, healthcare and all that's a big muscle man. I'm not here to fight anybody. I'm not here to say something bad. Here's Keith Wendell. He was doing what is he like? Sardines, which is a meat. So, but anyway, if you do it, like I said, you got to give yourself 90 days. You got to get past to where it takes about 4 days to get into ketosis. And ketosis is when your body switches over from burning.
Sure sounds like that you're kind of putting yourself out there to be some sort of an expert, Sure sounds like it to me, sir, and that you're encouraging people to do this.
Sugar, which we weren't supposed to do anyway, to burning fat. I'll tell you how strange it is.
Awesome.
When I'm doing the lion diet, there'll be days we do our live in the morning, we're doing stuff, and I'm sitting there thinking about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I go, did I eat today? I don't remember if I ate. I asked Dawn, did I eat? She goes, no, not yet. I said, okay. I never had that before because I was eating every few minutes. A lot of us eat every few minutes. And I'm going to tell you something. Here's another reason I did it. I know there's a lady out there and a guy out there going through what I went through. You can barely move. You're embarrassed to tell anybody you can barely move. Your legs hurt. You sleep horrible. You're just never comfortable. And I'm telling you, you get the inflammation in your body is killing you. I don't need to be a doctor to tell you that. I have inflammation everywhere. My hands,
Okay, I'm just going to read this to you guys. Let's see. Where do I go to switch this? I'm going to share this so that you guys can see it. Because I want to. Where is it? It's the wrong. Is it over here? No, it's not that. Not that. Dang it. Okay, let me just stop this share thing altogether so that I can move this around. Okay. Move this over here. That's what I'll do. There we go. That's what I'll do. Okay. So this is not one of the articles I had pulled up, but I think it's important to look at because this is from Harvard. Let me see, where's this specifically at? Harvard Health Publishing, okay? Talking about the carnivore diet. And I want to get down here to what are the risks, and it's not very long. While some keto diets can emphasize the intake of healthier mono and polysaturated fats, that's not the case with carnivore diets. Animal fat is mostly saturated fat, which is the unhealthiest type of fat because it raises levels of LDL, bad cholesterol. The disadvantage of all keto diets is they tend to raise LDL cholesterol levels in both the short and long term. Other long-term concerns about keto diets, especially the carnivore diet, include the increased risk of kidney stones, gout, and osteoporosis. Also, the very high protein intake associated with the carnivore diet can lead to impaired kidney function. Because keto diets induce the body to burn fat, all keto diets can simply start a weight loss program. I can jumpstart a weight loss program, but I would never recommend a carnivore diet for this purpose. You guys might want to, Chris and Marty, you might want to look at some of these of what medical doctors are saying. Kind of important, and we have this guy right here. He is the chief medical editor of Harvard Health Publishing, on the editorial advisory board member of Harvard Health Publishing. Dr. Howard Lewine is practicing internist at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, chief medical editor at Harvard Health Publishing, and editor-in-chief of Harvard Men's Health Watch. See full bio, which we're not going to do that, but there we go. This should give you some information. Big clue that maybe what you're doing ain't so damn healthy. I'm sorry, I had to share this because I think that it is important that, we bring these things up. Doctors don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, I know that's what they're going to say, right? Some kind of bullshit like that, which is going to just, oh God. The things that they say. Why? Drive me nuts. Okay, and let's see. But this one is, I wanted to look at this one too. And this says a meat-only diet is not the answer. Examining the carnivore and lion diets. TikTok is at it again. Another new fad diet has made it easy its way to our social media food, the lion diet. Okay, so let's share this. So you guys can read along with me because these two are annoying me. And I think it's important that we, look at this stuff. All right. Okay, and this Tara Schmidt is registered dietitian and instructor of nutrition at Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. She is the lead dietitian for Mayo Clinic Diet, host of podcast on nutrition, medical editor of Nutrition and Fitness Channel, and co-authored the Mayo Clinic Diet Weight Loss Medications Edition. Tara is passionate about reducing weight bias and educating people about realistic evidence-based weight management. Tara enjoys staying busy with her husband, 2 children, and golden retriever, who just so happens to like vegetables. Well, that just sounds like a really good little life there. TikTok is at it again. Another new fad diet has made its way to our social media feed, the lion diet. The newest trend goes against almost all nutrition guidelines by eliminating almost all foods. And while a short-term elimination challenge may help some people identify gastrointestinal triggers, there are much more appropriate and sustainable strategies out there. What is the lion diet and why is it used? According to its website, the lion diet is described as a whole food elimination diet used to treat leaky gut, allegedly offering the body all the nutrients it needs. This diet includes ruminant meat. I don't know what the hell that is. Salt and water. Ruminant meat comes from animals that chew their cud, like cows, buffaloes, sheep, goats, and deer. The all-meat diet targets consumers with illness and those who are on medication. It claims to put illness into remission. After you're feeling better, you can reintroduce a wider array of foods, identifying what your body likes and doesn't like. These type of statements, especially without any links or references to peer-reviewed literature. Didn't I mention that earlier about peer-reviewed, when I say peer-reviewed journals, which is literature? Though the blogger's personal Amazon store happens to be clickable, not only confuse readers, but potentially put their health at further risk by encouraging an unsustainable, unproven, and unbalanced diet. It's notable to mention that leaky gut syndrome is not currently recognized as a medical diagnosis, though high gut permeability or intestinal barrier dysfunction is known and discussed in diseases that result in intestinal inflammation and damage. While all guts are semi-permeable, those with gastrointestinal diseases like Crohn's and celiac disease may allow larger molecules to pass through. While there's no widespread diagnostic test to determine gut barrier function, Mayo Clinic will soon be launching a test to determine intestinal permeability. Is the lion diet beneficial? Hey there, Beth. How are you doing, my love? Hope you are doing very well. And I hope you got my message on Discord. I think I sent two. Is the lion diet beneficial? Well, while there's not much positive to say about the standard American diet, we scored 59 out of 100 on the Healthy Eating Index, which is an F in my day. Eliminating all but ruminant meat is not the answer for improvement. The lion diet would further limit our intake of fiber, calcium, and vitamin D. Didn't I mention something about, vitamins and minerals? While increasing intake of saturated fat. All four of these nutrients were specifically addressed as areas of concerns for American adults in the latest dietary guidelines for Americans. These same concerns apply to the carnivore diet, which also exclude all food groups outside of animal proteins, but does allow for a wider range of animals and animal products. Oh my God. What are the risks of the lion diet and carnivore diets? Knowing that these types of diets provide a heck of a lot of animal protein is possibly less important than discussing what they don't provide: balance, sustainability, flexibility, and a realistic plan for reintroducing foods. By completely eliminating fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and plant-based proteins, diets like these simply can't provide consumers with the nutrient-dense pattern of eating associated with health benefits, including decreased all-cause mortality, heart disease, overweight and obesity, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers. In fact, dietary patterns characterized by high intakes of red meat are associated with detrimental health outcomes. But meanwhile, here we have Chris and Marty going, oh yeah, you need to do the carnivore. You gotta do the carnivore. It's just so good for you. Listen to everybody that has had positive results. You gotta do the carnivore. No, you do not. It's also important to ask yourself, how long can I be on this? How will I handle the holidays or social eating? Is it realistic to never treat myself to an item outside of this protocol? Do I truly enjoy this way of eating? A common theme in the world of weight management is weight regain, most often associated with the dieter's inability to adhere to the plan long term. Although plans like the lion diet and carnivore diets could be used in an elimination challenge, the severe restriction coupled with a lack of reintroduction protocols, medical supervision, and long-term planning is concerning. But Marty's not worried about it. Nope, we're just going to keep on doing, eating all this damn meat. Are there alternatives to the lion diet? If you're interested in decreasing gut inflammation, great. It's reasonable to decrease or eliminate alcohol, added sugar, saturated fats, ultra-processed foods, and any foods that you are allergic or sensitive to. Remember, though, that an anti-inflammatory diet also includes fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. There is no single test to identify food sensitivities. And while celiac disease is managed with a clearly defined diet, other conditions like irritable bowel syndrome and Crohn's can be more challenging to navigate. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics recommends avoiding foods that cause symptoms, keeping a food diary to help identify unknown triggers, and meeting with a registered dietitian. Oh, holy smokes! Calling in a professional, can you imagine? And not just listening to a couple of yahoos on YouTube. Remember, though, that over-restricting one's diet can potentially do more harm than good. Eliminating nutritious foods, especially when an entire food group is cut out, can put you at risk of not meeting your nutritional needs. Oh, vitamins, minerals, oh my. Yeah. So there you go. That was one of the articles that I wanted to share with you. So we'll go back and listen to some more of the stuff now that we have that in our heads, something from the Mayo Clinic, a couple of things from the Mayo Clinic. Was this one from the Mayo Clinic or not? Was it? That was an article, Nutrition and Fitness, October 20th, 2023, I believe. Was that the one that I just read? Or was it another one? Let me see. Oh, that was the first one that I read. I'll tell you what that one was in a moment. It was from Meat Only. Yeah, Mayo Clinic. Okay. Oh, that was the same one. Okay, that I was looking at. Okay. All right. Helps if I stay on the same places where I'm clicking around, No pumpkin pie for you. Hey, you know what? Nobody's taking away my pumpkin pie. Anybody else here love pumpkin pie? I love pumpkin pie. But, the pumpkin latte thing, not so much.
I couldn't make a fist before I got in carnivore because the joints had these little knobby things on them. I was getting arthritis. I did the carnivore.
Do not tell me he's going to say that the carnivore diet prevented arthritis. Please do not go there, sir.
Diet, and those bony things in my knuckles disappeared.
But yes,
there's no doubt about it. It's not my opinion. It's fact. I can look at my hand right now like this. The back of my hand, I can see veins in my hand. I haven't seen veins in my hand since I was 17. It gets rid of the fat inside, around your heart, around your lungs, now you pee like a racehorse.
Oh, good Lord.
Because you're burning fat. You will go to pee, no doubt. Your body wants, you know what I mean?
And Angel says that sounds more like gout to me. Oh, I'm not showing the chat. I meant to be showing the chat. There. Okay. We'll get that back up there.
It's meat, really good fat,
worse.
The stuff they told you not to eat, real fat, not seed oil. And I've got some videos and some information from doctors. My wife is a vegetarian, okay?
What kind of doctors? Are these medical doctors? Are they nutritionists? Are they dietitians? Or who the hell are they, some kind of quackery? Are there some kind of like pseudoscience people that just stuck doctor in front of their name or some bullshit?
Okay. And you want to slate to her for me to talk about this? She doesn't like vegetables, in most cases, are horrible for you. I hate to say it, and I know, but no, look at me, listen. Go find somebody that's...
Can you cite your source for that? Please cite your source for that. Now, I do know that, like, sometimes, like, there can be, people can have different, oh, I've got this. Okay, I'm down to 20%. Okay, I'll shut up for now. Okay, I'll just go back and listen to him. I'm going to check my being plugged in here.
100% vegan.
Exactly.
He looks like he's from a POW camp. The color's not right. They got pimples. It's not natural. This is my opinion, but I've seen it. I've seen guys that wore that. They got in the car.
It's your opinion. There's no scientific evidence that it is accurate. It's your opinion. Just like, an asshole. Everyone has one. It's an opinion. That's not a way to make a decision about what you're putting in your body based on some yahoo on YouTube talking about this and going, oh yeah, okay, yeah, he said I'm gonna do. No.
Carnivore, they've gained a few pounds in muscle. I'm gonna tell you something. Not only am I losing weight, I'm stronger than I was at 50 years old. My clarity
Angel,
of
me
thinking.
too. Me too.
I'm doing videos, answering questions.
Angel says, my jaw hit the ground when he said that in most cases, vegetables are bad for you. Yeah, that's kind of a what the fuck moment for me.
All kinds of stuff all at the same time. Rapid thinking, being able to think and say it and think and say it. It's amazing to me. I did nothing but start the carnivore diet. absolutely flipped my world upside down for the.
And have you been to a doctor since you started this and checked in with your primary care physician to say, this is what I'm doing? These are the medications I've been taking, or I haven't been taking since I've been doing this stuff, to get input from somebody who is trained. Did you, or are you just going by anecdotal, advice from randos that like, oh, but I've known him for 5 years because we're an ONPASSIVE together, and this is what this person said, so you know what, I'm going to listen to what they said, even though that person is providing anecdotal advice too, based on their results. It's still not scientific. There's no study being done. It's just people giving their testimonials. That's all it is.
Good. Do I have a long ways to go? Yes.
It gets worse
I
here.
was
Great.
wearing an 8X, okay? I'll tell you where I was at. Now I'm 4.
And Magical Nev, I like that you put that. I believe he was getting healthier if we saw him stand up. I would like to see the side-by-side comparison, and I would also like to see reports from a doctor of, like, say, cholesterol levels and stuff, like a full blood panel of before and after. That's, I'd like something like that. Like, let's have something where we have some metrics to go by, because you have no metrics, you have no nothing.
And these are getting loose. I'm going to go to 3. We have other people. Eric Kessler. Eric Kessler, if you look at his body and his shoulders and all, he looks like he's 30 years old.
But again, is this sustainable? Are you just going to be eating meat and only meat for the rest of your damn life? And what happens if you are told by your doctor that is causing issues, sir? And, the doctor asks you, well, Mr. DeGarmo, what is your diet like? And you describe it, and your doctor is like horrified and says, well, no wonder you have XYZ problems. It's because of how you changed your diet to this restrictive one of only eating, protein from animals, and that's it. And you've been missing out on these other vitamins and minerals that you haven't been getting. And you probably aren't taking a multivitamin or anything, any kind of supplements whatsoever. Good Lord. We need him to step on a scale right after a foodie. I agree. I mean, I would even like to see that, like, track that, show us with you actually stepping on a scale so we can see it, and that we know that it's not rigged or anything, because we know that's been going on with some other people and stuff like that. I need metrics.
I'll work on. No joke. This is funny as hell. She's probably going to kill me. She started the Carnivore Diet. I don't remember her saying that right in the beginning, but she started it. And we're going to this show every night where we hang out, because we all hang out. We don't have, we have one big family around the world. It's pretty cool. And I saw it on the screen. I'm going, why does the world look so different? I mean, did she have a filter on? Or what? She's looking younger. Her face is getting thinner. Her skin. Carnivore she's doing. I'm not kidding you. I'm telling Chris, I'm texting her, look at freaking the real. I told her.
Again, anecdotal. It's not, this is not from a study. There's nothing in a peer-reviewed journal. Nothing. Just giving testimonials. And he's not even giving, like, different people aren't giving the testimonials. He's giving the testimonials of the people. Look what happened to this person. Oh, they look so much better, blah, blah, blah. And what were they doing? Oh, they're doing the carnivore. I mean, look at all these people, all the benefits, that they look fantabulous. But again, do you have evidence from, tracking anything? Like I said, just doing a blood panel before and after, talking to your doctor, talking to a dietitian, talking to a nutritionist, and not being stupid and taking yourself off of your, diabetic medication like what Mr. Johnson did here. It's not a good idea for you. You know what? okay, like myself, I'm supposed to be on like Xarelto for the rest of my life. I'm actually going to have to change that medication, but that has more to do with the price tag. And I am seeing my doctor this week so that I can like talk to her about it and be like, yo, this is what's happened now. And it's now, it's just impossible to be able to pay that amount because it's like over $500. It would be what I have to pay after deductible. It's like, that ain't happening. So yeah, you need to get your medical people involved in stuff. I'm not going to just be like, well, you know what? Since I can't take Xarelto, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to take baby aspirin instead, and I'm not going to bother seeing my doctor who is trained and has been monitoring me since I did have a DVT in 2020, and also had. I did have like heart failure through that, and it's like there's just stuff that happened from having the DVT. Uh, yeah, I'm going to continue to see my doctor, and I'm going to continue to take medication, although it may be a different medication. But I'm not going to be like, well, screw that, screw Xarelto. I've lost a bunch of weight myself, and I'm just going to, baby aspirin. Yeah, I'm just doing that now. No, I'm not doing something like that. No. You need to consult the people who are trained, the specialists, just saying.
To slow down because by June, she's going to be back in the womb. I didn't say room, I said womb. Because she's going back in time the way she looks. And you can talk to these people. I'm not.
And what's that going to do?
Words in people. We're going to slowly bring people on. We're going to have a lot of fun at this because it's something that, and I realize this, Marty, I can't afford steak. Listen. If I was broke, I'd be happy. I would be moved.
Oh my God, now we have cheap cuts of meat, hamburger, sardines, and Spam. Now, sardines are good for you. I forget what they're high in, but myself, I'm not a fan of sardines. I'm not a fan of Spam. And, hamburger's okay every now and then, but this is all you're going to eat? That's it? Just the meats. Like, I mean, how long can you keep this up?
Moving up in the world. I broke, okay? I be a 10 air. You know what a 10 air is? You're right. You don't because it doesn't exist. But you can find like hamburger. I'll give you an example. Eric brought it up a couple of weeks ago. He takes hamburgers, right? Hamburgers, they got them at what's the name of that store? Where does Eric get his hamburgers, Chris? Do you remember?
I don't know. I don't remember. Real quick. Yeah. Sam's Club or
no, the other one.
Oh crud, dude! You put me on the.
When I saw Spam, all I could think of is Monty Python in the Spam song. That's just where my mind went.
Spot.
Well, say what you were going to say. I'll think of it. Oh, Costco.
Costco, that's it.
Costco has corn-fed burgers.
I haven't.
He buys them. He puts butter on them. And listen to Eric. He puts a lot of butter on them. So,
quite frankly, the way it looks scares me. So I'm like, no, I don't think so. I mean, if that was all that my choice, I hadn't eaten in, I don't know, 5-6 days, and all I have is Spam. There's like no other hope of getting any food other than Spam. I probably would eat it then, but that's not going to be my meat of choice.
So what? He loves it. So you could do that.
Real butter. Butter and salt.
If you put margarine on, you put a gun to your head, okay? There's nothing about margarine that's real. Go ahead, Chris.
Question by Jennifer Dickinson. Hi, Jen. Can you have dairy on carnivore?
Heavy cream.
Yeah.
That would be, heavy cream would be for
animal products,
keto.
Yes.
But dairy, no. Heavy cream I used to use on keto because it's 0 carbs. But when you really get into the carnivore diet, the heaviest, the most dairy you can have is butter. So no, not really. You shouldn't be messing with any of that other stuff. Listen though, if you did everything carnivore and you had a little bit of dairy, you're not going to get shot for it. I mean, whatever you do towards getting rid of another big mistake. And I caught my little brother here doing it. He's starting a diet and he keeps saying, oh, this is no sugar, sugar-free, sugar-free. Listen, you know what sugar-free means? It means they relabeled it called carbs. So when you see sugar-free, you go look at the label. You don't want no sugar, you don't want no additives, and you sure as heck don't want any carbs. Carbs a fancy way of saying we're slipping sugar in, okay? My opinion, a lot of people's opinion. God made this planet, he made things for us that we can eat that would be good for us. How many fat lions do you see? How many fat tigers? How many fat, any apex creature? They don't get fat. They eat until they're full and you're done. And I'll tell you what I mean.
You're not that. Sorry. You know, restricting yourself, as I already read from the Mayo Clinic, is not a good idea. I agree, Jelly. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I just really can't believe that they're encouraging everybody to do this. And as you can tell, a lot of other people are like, yeah, I'm going to do that too. And I'm really concerned about, let's fast forward 6 months and they go to their doctor. Is this going to have a negative consequence on their health in some way? That right now they think everything is hunky-dory, and then all of a sudden there's an issue, and it's because of what they've been putting in their body and what they have not been putting in their body.
By that, don't give me a piece of steak, and I'll get to a certain point and I go, I don't want any more. Oh, I'm going to gorge a little. No, it's over. Lights out. I'm not sick of it. I'm just done. I put it back in the Ziploc, put it in, boom. That's, you eat until you're full. Real full, like full. The only animals that got a big gut are animals that...
Guess what? The way that you eat, and it's not just on carnivore, you're not supposed to eat until you're stuffed. You're supposed to eat until you're content and you're done and you're like, I'm full. It's not just with this. So why are we talking about that? Okay, just eat until you're satisfied. That's what people should be doing, but with a variety of foods, not being restrictive.
Eat vegetables and greens and plants.
Welcome,
Why?
Sanju.
They're designed to eat it. You look at a gorilla, they eat plants and stuff like that, but their stomach is humongous. Look at a cow. Look at some of the people around the world that are very, very thin, but they got this big round belly. That's usually from eating plants.
What about giraffes? Those are pretty darn thin. What about wildebeests? They're pretty thin.
Plant-based stuff. I just want you to think, this is my opinion. I got to say this over and over. I don't want to get in trouble with whatever. My opinion, you see your doctor or do whatever you want to do. I'm telling you what I do, but you'll find what I found out through a doctor that is a carnivore, that...
What kind of doctor? Are they a medical doctor? Stop just throwing out doctor, because people are going to infer it's a medical doctor, and I'm just having a really good feeling that it's not. Especially after having read things by medical doctors and what they're saying the problems and the issues are with this diet.
The reason it's got a bitter taste, a lot of it, like coffee for one. You ever taste coffee? It's bitter. You know why? The coffee bean has a poison on it to keep the bugs from eating it. It has a built-in defense that's there. That's why it's there. And people look at me, yeah, but how about bananas? It's natural. Honey is natural. Bananas are natural. Oranges are natural. Well, everything I just mentioned, if you break it down, it's sugar. Your body doesn't know when it hits your stomach, oh, banana. No, it doesn't freaking know it. It looks like this, oh, shit, here's sugar. We're going to have to do something with this, right? Store it or whatever we're doing. It's really, I'm just telling you. And
Sweet Goth, that's exactly what I'm thinking, pseudoscience doctor. You know, it's like, Oh my gosh. I mean, th- they're just killing me. They're just absolutely killing me. Taking like, well, this is what's happened to me, and so far, I'm just doing so well. You do not know the long-term consequences for making this decision.
Well, this is kind of the first show, so every week we'll add more stuff. I'll add stuff too.
I guess I'll have to look at a more recent show too, since this was the first one.
And I'll have, like I said, an email just for Carnivore. I want your input. I want, if anybody decides to do it, listen.
Or like Dr. Ben, are these the doctors that we're going with? Because I'm not convinced here.
Once again, me and Chris aren't doctors. I'm telling you this because I care. Italian sausage with eggs, yummy. Now, some of the Italian sausage, here's where you got to watch. Watch for fillers. I can get sausage, I believe I don't eat it that much. But when I do, I look at it. Dawn knows now. She looks at the back. 0 carbs, no additives. Okay, then get it. If it has 1 carb, I won't eat it. If it has...
And Sweet Goss says, well, we know there's not real doctors and MLMs that pass themselves off as doctors too.
Any additive it has, like in the first 3 words, it's heavy. And you don't need it. Pork chops. Get the fattest ones you can find. Steak. Another thing we're starting to do, Dawn found dehydrated. I think that's what it's called.
Yep.
And we're putting, and what you can do is you get hamburger cheap, because I'm a cheap dude. Mix it up, put some Himalayan salt, flatten it out. No, you freeze it. You semi-freeze it. Slice it in strips. Lay it in the dehydrator, and you have beef jerky. Cheap. Put it in the bag. A little hungry. Boom. But there's so many things we're going to talk longer than we should. But I want to get it. Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited for you, and I want to see if anybody.
I'm so excited to attract people who are interested in doing this diet, to join my club, join my group, whatever the hell it is that, where he's meeting these people and giving them recipes and stuff, because they are going to buy ONPASSIVE products when we're able to sell them to people. That's all that I'm getting from this, And let's all of us, let's embrace this diet and look when we can talk about how fantabulous it is. Meanwhile, it could be wrecking your health.
He decides, me and Chris aren't trying to talk you into it. I am trying to talk you into it. I want you to try it, but don't go into this that in an hour you're going to be okay. There's going to be a while. There's going to be days. Give yourself 90 days. There's going to be days where you will have that argument with yourself. Don't act like you don't know what that means. I'll tell you what, I'm going to explain to you what it is. You walk by something, you see candy there. You see a Butterfinger going, Marty, come on, it's only 1. Yeah, you're right. And sometimes I can't believe that little bar wins. You grab it, you eat it. Guess what? You're out of ketosis in maybe 4 days. And it doesn't make you feel any better. In fact, it makes you feel worse. Do it clear out so this stuff isn't around you.
Once again, you can turn off your phone. I'm just going to mention this each time I hear it because it just really annoys me.
In your house, you can't get it. Get yourself ready. Cheap meat if you can't afford to get a hamburger. You can make meatloaf. You can make hamburgers. You can make dehydrated. Chris uses a what's that thing you use to cook?
My air fryer.
Every day he uses it.
It's all I use.
Every day. And all the stuff. It browns, it does everything. So go ahead, Chris.
And real quick, a lot of people talking about price. If you are allergic, like David said, he's allergic to eggs or he has issues, don't eat those things, though. Your body already knows. We're not telling you what you can only eat. There's lots of things you can eat on the carnivore diet. The main thing is just stay away from sugar. Literally, you talked about these Italian sausage. I have a meat market right by me. I went up there, And I love Italian sausage, Polish sausage in general. So I asked the lady, which one of these sausages has no sugar in it? She goes back, it's the label. It was Polish sausage. I do this one. I want that one then. No carbs, no sugar. That's the one I got. Now, I could have made a mistake about my favorite Italian sausage. It was loaded with sugar. But don't be afraid to ask your meat market or even the store. Look on the ingredients and find out for sure that there's no sugar. Any sugar in there is bad for you. Also, you can, like you said, you can go to Costco, like a lot of people do, or Sam's Club. They have.
This sure seems like they're giving advice and that they're promoting this. You know, I thought Marty said that he wasn't doing that sort of thing, but it sure sounds like that's what he's doing, telling people, you know, what they can do and stuff, so they too can hop on the lion diet, the carnivore diet, whatever the hell you want to call this thing.
Really good meat there, and I'm
They got bulk meat. That's what you say. Look at per pound. Don't look at the price. Look at per pound. If you get something like $4.99, $5.99, $6.99, I'm actually buying steak at $4.99 a pound, cut to where I want to cut, and I cut it 1.5 inches. The guy cuts it for me. I'm in a gold mine, and it's got that all over. You want me to trim this? No, trim nothing. Trim. I don't want it trimmed.
This guy said, Ingrid, hey, Chris, you doing good? You're not rubbing your eyes. Well, listen, guys, my eyes are something totally different. I have no tear ducts, so that's why they swell up. I have to have surgery on my eyes and get tubes put in there. But no, I do still rub my eyes. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Thank you, Joe. Disclaimer at the beginning, doesn't matter right now.
Honest, but thank you. I like when people point it out because most people think I'm, I smoke some funny herbal stuff, and I don't do that.
Like he's stoned.
Now, if you go to a meat market, and I had to ask questions. I said, do you have a carnivore diet here? Well, yeah, we kind of do have and they'll even have something lined up a carnivore. And I said, the beef? I went to the beef section. There was like 10 a pound, 9 a pound, 8. And I said, which beef has the best, most fat? That would be the $4, $4.99 a pound. I go, that's the one I want.
That's the one I want. Yeah.
Listen, real butter. I get salted butter. I get Amish bacon. I see someone was talking about they go to get Amish bacon. I bought 7 pounds of Amish bacon today because I love it. I can eat it all day long, but I don't. I have it one time a day. And I'm telling you, you can eat. You can eat a lot. I'm doing this for a different reason, so I can get rid of my diabetes. Marty's doing it for many other things, and it wasn't diabetes, but he was on his way. Anytime you gain mass amounts of weight, and a lot of us do as we get older, some of us are lucky, some of us.
So, Queen, did he claim that that you guys said this and that he said he never said it about his diabetes? Because earlier he said, I stopped taking my diabetes medication, which I think is quite dangerous and very alarming.
Us don't. You get in the lane of diseases. When you're gaining weight, your body's losing. Anything that comes your way, you're going to catch. I can guarantee you that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, they are really, really bothering me because again, they're trying to sound like they're flipping experts and they're not. I mean, they're not. It's just like me. If I'm sitting up here and I'm going to give you guys all this kind of advice, on this public platform, it is one thing. For instance, if Queen and I are sitting here, we're having a conversation together. It's one thing as friends, we're going back and forth and talking about, like, oh, have you tried this? Why don't you try that? We're friends talking about something like this. It is quite another thing to do this on a platform, a public platform, when you have thousands of people who, subscribe and everything that you can influence to do this. That already is marked as having problematic issues with health that can create problems with your health. That is enormous. And for both of these, quote, leaders to be doing this is highly irresponsible and unethical, in my opinion. I mean, it's not like they have been, saints in the past and, models of like what's ethical or anything, in my opinion, either. Both of them are claiming that they never gave medical advice, or the fuck they didn't. The fuck they didn't. They've done nothing but talk about how it's, fix this person's, whatever's wrong with them, and fix this person's, oh, look, I had this wrong with me, and fix that is offering medical advice. Again, like if Beth and I were giving each other, like talking about this with each other as friends, not publicly on our channels or anything like that, and we're just having a conversation, that's one thing. It's quite another to be influencing your viewers to do this and to be implying that it is going to be able to reverse medical situations, medical conditions, medical diseases. Quite a different thing. Again, highly irresponsible, unethical, and is just gross and creepy.
If you ever had neuropathy, I have neuropathy in my feet from the diabetes. It is horrible. I went from a guy that can walk.
Okay, look, it cured my neuropathy. That's basically what he's saying right there. Those are medical claims. Like, it cured me. That's what they're doing. And that is highly unethical.
Miles a day to barely walking down the street without having to sit down and wince in pain. This is all the stuff that I did to myself. I had to listen to people, which I didn't listen to them. And I finally said, I just got to do this. My life is completely changing in my health for that reason. Matter of fact, I'm motivated.
Beth, earlier when I started this, because, being a former Beachbody Hunbot, I talked about how I had no background in anything. I was actually trying to get some sort of certification, but, that's neither here nor there. But it's just like me when I was a Beachbody Hunt, and it's like, oh, well, I'm going to recommend this program and this diet plan. Blah, blah, blah. I had no background. I should never have been doing that. Anybody that's in a health and wellness MLM should not be offering advice to you on like what you should be putting in your body. You're just some yahoo that purchased your thing and are like, oh, I know about my thing because I got this pamphlet. It tells me all about it, and I can tell everybody else about my thing. That's it. These two yahoos are doing the same thing, but with a diet of like, this is what happened to me. It did this for me. I had this. Now I don't because I did this. That's what y'all are doing. Very dangerous claims are being made.
Motivated to get out and walk. I'm motivated to get out and ride my bike. I have a lot more energy. Before I'd get up, and an hour later I'd want to go back to bed. I was sleepy.
That goddamn
So if you're droopy,
good Lord.
sleepy,
Turn off
that means
your
your
phone.
body's not working right. You shouldn't be droopy and sleepy.
No.
You
I
work a
got
lot.
so much. I am burning up, man. You
Yeah,
get it right. Your body's running on jet fuel. I'm telling you. There's what Key Wendell's got the word. It's visceral fat. It's inside fat. Yeah.
But you'll have people tell you different things. And that's why eventually we're probably going to have a panel on.
Do not take advice from some yahoo on YouTube that has no background in nutrition or as a dietitian, in biology or anything, no scientific background. There's no literature that has been published by a peer-reviewed journal. Don't take their advice. It's dangerous.
On here, people that are doing carnivore, bringing in them, and everybody reacts differently, but I've noticed that this diet, it kind of reacts the same to everyone else. Where I see people on, they had all those diets. I mean, I tried them all, and it was more work than I ever thought. When you got to count things, and those things were all good programs if you stuck to them. But man, you had to pull out a calculator, take off your shoes, count your toes, and worry about this. You don't have to worry about. It's really just basic information, and there's documented facts, not only just through us few people that we know, but online.
Documented facts? You mean you're talking about testimonials? And again, you're not talking about anything that's a scientific study. Nothing is scientific about this. This is all anecdotal information. It's like, this is what happened to me. Look, it's so amazing. No, that is not how we make our decisions, especially when it comes to putting things in our bodies, that we are just going to listen to all these testimonials like, well, holy shit, of course that's the answer. What the hell was I thinking listening to my doctor and taking my diabetes medication? I don't need that shit. All I need to do is go do the carnivore diet. Because look what happened over here. He's not taking his diabetes medication. He just took himself right on off of it. And look how fabulous he is, all because of the carnivore diet. Dangerous. Good Lord.
And that's telling people that had multiple issues in their body, John White being one of them, and now they're gone. It's an amazing.
Angel, you brought up something really good. It's like, they must poop nonstop. I just feel like you would get so constipated if all you eat is meat. You're going to have to take laxative, boys. I mean, don't want to get constipated to the fact that, you got to go to the emergency room and somebody has to help you out there and, put on a glove and kind of go on up in there and, kind of get some stuff out because you can't flush it out yourself. You don't want that to happen now, do you?
It's the thing. All we're saying is, Marty said, we got to talk about this more. I agree. I want to be able to tell.
Beth, I'm sure they are advising against it. I read a couple of different articles from the Mayo Clinic, and it's like, it's very, don't do it, But these crazy fools are like, oh, it's just curing all these things. I mean, that's basically what they're saying. It's like, oh, until I did this diet, I had all these issues. I can finally touch my toes. Jesus.
Someone listen, there's people out there that's never been able to lose weight
look
their whole
at it,
lives. You
Joe.
see the stories. And I'm going to tell you this. There is no magic pill out there. There's no magic pill.
Wait. Oh, good Lord. What? Sweet baby Jesus. No. There's someone out there, raw meat, and drinking their own urine. We have this going on. Hello, steamship, my sweet. How are you doing? We have somebody drinking their own urine. You gotta send me a message on X, a sweet goth. You gotta tell me this shit. Truth is stranger than fiction. That's just all I'm gonna say. The truth is stranger than fiction. That's fucked up.
Oh, take a shot. It works, but it's cheating your system. Losing weight naturally, eating healthy is all you really need to do.
You're not eating healthy if you're just eating meat, Chris.
That's the honest to God truth. I'm doing it I think the easy way. A little each day.
No, they are not. They're hawking the carnivore diet. This is the very first video of them hawking the carnivore diet. And I watched another one that Marty was talking about, very short one that Marty was talking about it for. And I've also read a few articles and everything. You've covered urine drinking. Oh, good Lord. I'm glad you have. I'm really glad you have. But I'm just like, the fact that we have someone, because, outside of this diet thing, I know that is a, within the family of kinks. It's something I don't understand, nor do I, care to understand. But for some reason, and it's a very small percentage of people that somehow are aroused by this, which I just don't see. I don't understand how that would be arousing, whether it's actually the act of urinating or of you or someone else consuming it. Aren't there other things we can do? Aren't there other things we can do? Why not? Just let's, and I don't even want to bring up 2 girls, 1 cup,
I do still watch my sugar because I'm prone to doing it. but it's also healthy to do too.
There's nothing wrong with watching
Hey,
it.
Barry.
But by checking, you're proving that what you're doing is working.
There are people that thinks it cures everything. Bloody fuck me. Fuck me with a cactus down Main Street. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Shit. Yeah, I know you're telling the truth. I know you are, but it's like, why? 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 What? Ah, jeez. I'm gonna have to take like a really hot shower after this because I feel dirty. It just is so. I there's so many things I want to say, and I'm just not, because there's sometimes it's just better not to say something. So I'm just gonna zip it.
So
Watch
Miriam
porn.
Ross, great. She's left a couple posts. This sums it up. It's the elimination diet.
There
It
you go.
will eliminate a lot of
Oh,
problems.
sweet God.
Brenda, thank you. That's perfect way. And she also put something earlier. One day a week, here it is. One day a week, she gets her stuff done and she's done. Dawn gets all the meat, we cut it, she salts it, she bags it, puts what we're going to cook now, and the others in the freezer. And it goes for 2 or 3 weeks, and then we do it again.
We need Brenda. Brenda, when Marty gets that email, we'd love to have you on here and talk to us because it'll be fun. There's another question. Can you do fried cube steaks on this diet? It has a better coating on it.
Fried, yes. long as there's no breading.
Yeah.
You could do whatever you want, any kind of meat, how you cook it, what you want to
Oh,
do
good
it. It's the
Lord.
stuff we add or they add. That's where the problem comes in.
Remember, this is the reason we want to bring more people.
Welcome, and I'm not going to say your name correctly. It starts with a B, ends with a V. Second name starts with an N, ends in a K. Have no idea how to say it, but welcome.
Along with this, and this isn't making money. This is about just getting healthier. Is because the more opinions that matter. I did see Sherry put on. I do include dairy, and I'm doing great with it because everyone's different. You might react to. See, now I have a different reason why I don't do that stuff because of being type 2 diabetes, soon to be gone completely.
No, but
Wait, now he's saying it's soon to be gone completely. The man thinks that this diet is going to reverse. Chris, are you going to go have this medically checked? Are you going to do, a blood test on this to verify? Or are you just about, I just decided since I stopped taking it, I feel good. It's gone. I mean, what the hell are you doing to verify this? And is your doctor aware that you stopped your diabetic medication? Because I have a feeling it's not.
here's the reason we're not saying it, because that's not true carnivore. Now,
Yep.
do people do little things? Obviously, Sherry just said it. Have I used a little heavy cream? Yes.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be honest with you, I need to tell you what carnivore is and the way I heard it and the way I'm trying to do it. Like I said, I've jumped off the wagon, but I jumped off.
So I heard this rumor about this diet. And so since I heard this rumor about this diet, I think I'm going to do it. And not only that, I'm going to tell other people all about what I know that's actually this rumor about this diet that I kind of heard about. But, and I'm kind of just investigating it myself and I'm doing it. And ooh, done so good. Now, you guys, you can go on out there and you can kind of do your own thing with it. What the Sam Hill? What are we doing? What are we doing? I would have asked if he is still testing his blood. Yeah, I bet he's not. I bet he's not. Should be. I bet he stopped. And he should be tracking that shit because again, metrics, sons, metrics. You have nothing. You need metrics.
I didn't fall off. I jumped off. I tried something. And then, but the next 2 days, I feel horrible.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, this is for eliminate those problems. I'm telling you.
Got it.
not offering any advice. That's going to eliminate these problems. I'm telling you, that's advice, Marty. That is advice right there. You started off, I'm not offering advice. I'm just saying what happened. You are giving advice, sir.
Gout?
From here, oh, I got one for you. Here's gout. I used to have gout. Now, anybody that has gout, raise your hand. You ever had it? OMG. It's the most painful thing. You get it your foot and your cover on your bed hurts. I used to get it chronic 3-4 times a year. Chronic. You know what they said it was from? Red.
And guess what, Brenda? He doesn't know the long-term consequences of doing the carnivore diet. And there's no study, no medical study done on it. But you guys are willing to go off and do this. And you're going to rag on Ozempic? Not that I'm a fan of Ozempic. But please. Why are we comparing something that has gone through testing against something that has no testing whatsoever? Why are we doing this? You can't compare the two. They're not congruent.
Meat and fish, shellfish. So I used to stop eating red meat and all that. I eat nothing but red meat. I haven't had gout, nothing near it since. The problem wasn't the red meat. It was eating 90% crap along with the red meat, and I went out of control. We're not designed, I don't know if it's your pancreas or whatever, we are not designed to break down vegetables and get what we...
What? We're not designed to break down vegetables? Those words came out of your mouth, sir? What?
We need out of it. We're not a cow. We're not made to do that. I mean, you can do it. Some people swear by it. My wife does it. But there's a lot of time she'd be running to the bathroom, if you know what I'm talking about. I could say that here could come back.
Stop.
But no. I mean, one guy was on.
And you know what? You may not be running to the bathroom, and that's going to be an enormous problem. Again, you don't want to be in the emergency room and needing somebody to put a glove up your butt and work out some dried up crap that's just up hanging on in there that can't get out. Because you're all plugged up because you haven't been eating vegetables. You don't want that. But I guess you're willing to, you're willing to take that risk, I guess.
I watched a webinar and this guy had diarrhea for 10 years.
Exactly, Angel.
No doubt.
We are not a lion either, Marty. Thank you very much, Angel. And Queen, I agree with you. They're going to put me there too. We might be just laying next to each other and rolling over in our individual graves.
Oh, he's crapping like a cow because he's throwing nothing but this roughage in there, and it's just this is the way I see it. And by the way, this is experience.
The way you see it. That does not mean that it is a fact. It's not written anywhere as factual, but you're presenting it as if it is fact because you observed this, your individual experience, your testimonial.
I'm telling you.
Which I already read that article about the 8 red flags, of this shit.
I'm a doctor, but experience, this has changed my life for sure.
Yeah.
And we'll be back again. I really enjoyed this. Now, on our
Joe, you might want to get some enemas in there too.
Channel, 99.999% of it is for the business we're in, but there will be a playlist just for carnivore.
Yeah.
Because I feel that strong about how I believe if you try it. Now, obviously, if you go to your doctor and say, should I do carnivore? There's a good chance they're going to say no.
Excellent.
But since I've done it, My doctor, the last time I visited him, he said, this stuff is really, really working well for you. And when this came out of my mouth, he wasn't happy. I said, well,
Of course he's not going to be happy because he knows that what you're doing is fucked up, sir.
I haven't taken the medication you've given me for 4 months. None of it? No. Well, what's going on? I'm on the carnivore diet. Well, there's no proven and I went, okay.
Beth, so have they stopped the carnivore diet or are they still on it?
No proven. I just freaking proved it to you. But I didn't get into it. I left and haven't been back. Yeah.
Okay, there again, we have him saying, you do the carnivore diet, you can fire your doctors, basically. Technically, wouldn't these streams of Marty and Chris be violating their terms of service since they aren't credentialed? Yes. Yes. I think that it would be.
There are other things on here. Mary put, if you don't have a gallbladder, there's different things in here. Everyone's different. And like I said, that's why we're going to have opinions. None of us are going to be doctors. You never know. We might even get a doctor on here. Who knows?
No.
A doctor of what?
Once again, let me say this again. We're not telling you to do something that you think is going to harm you.
Yeah.
Brother, you can't do it. You can't do it. But
okay. Thanks, Beth.
Ask questions. And this new email that I'm going to have, you can send those questions in. And I know there's people with a PhD background that can answer that.
Oh, a PhD background. Those doctors, not medical doctors. Very different, sir. Very different. Bloody fuck me. Jesus.
Yep. I don't want to be the one to do it. Because I don't know. I don't know.
It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to some of the people. I know John White. I'm almost positive John White will be on next Monday, maybe a couple other people, because we want to have a discussion about it. And the more people we get involved, the more we're all going to learn, because something that they're doing might work in the carnivore system, and maybe we don't know about it. But there's a lot of stuff. No more CPAP machine, no sleep apnea. John White. That's that 76-year-old dog who lost over 200 pounds, and he did it in secret.
If you look up somebody that was 400 pounds, 70 years old, the chance of him losing half of his body weight is about the same chance as getting attacked by a shark in Arizona.
And this bothers me. I need to start this ASAP. See, that's influence on your audience that I have been yabbering about throughout this stream. Dangerous.
No, I'm telling you, I got a better chance of picking up pixie sticks with my butt cheeks than somebody at that age losing that much weight. It's unheard of. It's unheard. I know you guys are getting to visualize me doing that, but I'm not that.
And Brenda, I sent you a face friend on Facebook if you didn't see it.
Face friend.
And this is strictly carnivore, guys. We do other things, but this is strictly to educate and also be educated on the carnivore diet, because both of us are amazed at what it's done for our lives. And we figured if it can do it for us, it can do it for a lot more people. But we found out, you go on YouTube, there is literally thousands of stories how carnivore changed people's lives.
Again, anecdotal, not a scientific study. Very different.
We will bring them here and share them with you, stuff we know. And like Chris said, who knows, maybe we'll get a doctor on here or something that has
a PhD apparently.
Technical reasons why it works. 76 years old, 2 years carnivore, no meds. Going to be in good shape for the rest of my life. Wow.
Roni, we need you on the show, Roni. Unless he's talking about John White, but Roni, if that's you, we want to have you on here, man. Get a hold of him.
Wow. 76 to.
And this is just creepy as fuck to me that they just keep on wanting to bring on more people who have had these positive things that have happened to them since carnivore. Because again, we don't know what those doctors have said. And Marty has already admitted that his doctor was like, yo, hold up. What are you doing, sir? You haven't taken the meds? and you're doing what? Yeah, that's not a good idea. That's I bet Marty's like, screw you. This is what I'm doing all the way carnivore. Wow. You're an adult. Your body, your choice, but oh, good Lord.
Years. Nice. All right. See you all. Thank you very much for coming to the first show. We'll see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Say goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye, but bring your questions. And we're going to have some different people on here. So we want all questions asked by we have this panel going. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun, actually.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah, I could do you a favor.
It's going to be more bullshit.
Can you growl?
Oh, good Lord. Can you growl? Is this truly what I just heard? Is this truly what I heard? Oh, why? Why? Okay, how do I get rid of them now? Where do I stop sharing? Oh, good Lord. This just, I really just don't know what to say. Other than, I think they're nuts. That's just pretty much what I think is like, you are nutsers. You are both nuts all the way. And I'm sitting here trying to stop sharing this. Where do I go for that? Maybe do I just hit that? No. One day I'll figure out Restream, I promise. But until then, I'm going to be here struggling. Like, where the hell do I go and what do I do? Too many things for me to push. Oh, look, I made myself go on the bottom. Oh, look, there I am again. Now I'm just still trying to, oh, this is what I need to do. Stop sharing screen. There we go. There we go. I figured it out. Look, I did it. Oh, goodness. I mean, all of this is just, mind blown in not a good way. It's just more that I'm horrified, absolutely horrified that they're doing this. But I am so glad all of you were here, to join me tonight or today, if it's, morning for you, whatever time it is in this world for you. So thank you very much for joining. And come here, baby girl. I can't get Mr. Man because he's laying over there, but Salsa, she'll say hi. Oh, hi. Oh, thank you, Steamship. You're so sweet. You're so sweet for that sweet, kind compliment. I appreciate that. So I'm going to get down on the go-go and take care of my Bubby Wumpkin children here. And probably I am going to take me a hot shower. I'm going to need that. But tomorrow I am thinking, let me know below this stream in a comment if you would like for me to do the Positive Shift Academy, which is something that you join after you reach a particular level with the robots, who they shill the Kangen water and magic. Or if you would like me to do, I have like the beach body for third quarter meeting, we can do that. Or if you would like me to do something else within Unpassive, and just tell me what it is and, where to go, kind of a thing. The mind-blowing thing, after 6 years of diet, Marty looks the same things for the 7. Wow. Wowzy, wow. That's what I have. It's pretty wild out there, don't you think? Pretty wild. Pretty darn wild. Well, I want to say thank you so very much again. And I'm trying to get to where my video is that I upload once. I got too many things that I'm over here playing with on this Restream. I'm just telling you guys. Too many things. But I do want to say thank you so very much. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening, whatever it is for you. And don't forget, you're beautiful and I love you. Until next time. And I'll see you then. Bye now.